Okay. Let's see. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, come on. There we go. How does that not work? I don't even get it. All right. Auto find and activate. Auto find and activate. What are you talking about? What up, Space Cow? What up, Yvonne? What up, you Kahora? Auto find and activate. Why is it broken? There it is. Okay. All right. Exciting. What's your announcement, man? I've been sick for 2 weeks now. There is no announcement. Good announcement. There is no announcement. Oh. Kahora, you need to let me know when you're sick. I can look. Yeah, I can help you out. You need to get your body on straight. You get your body on straight. The whole world gets better. Recall that golden horseshoe? Yeah, I got a golden horseshoe. Flu? Yeah, I'm telling you. Let me grab something for you real quick. Good. I'm streaming. Okay. Get on it. Get on it. Get on it. All right. How we doing? How we doing, everybody? How we doing? Yep. Let's see what the let's do this first. Bang. Google Chrome. Google Chrome. Um, Quercetin and bromelain for flu. What up, Noah? Did a bee sting that abnormally large nose of mine? No, I scratched it. Oh, of course. But check this out. Hold on. Oh, it's broken. Properties. Properties. Uh, One more. Properties. Okay. All right. Bromelain. All right. I have a quick question. Is 8 a good My nose is about a 6. Based on provided search results, there's information where okay. Bromelain is a natural enzyme found in the juice stems of the pineapple plant. Highest concentration in the stem and skin. Over the counter. Okay, but what's it used for? Okay, digestion and inflammation. That's so crazy. Okay, hold on. Quercetin. There we go. There we go. All right, quercetin. The diet itself, apparent flavonoid, quercetin, antioxidant, bromelain, protein, digesting enzyme. Okay, to absorb the combo is to support immune function, reduce allergy symptoms, manage inflammation, promote respiratory health. Bromelain significantly increases quercetin's bioavailability. Yes, known for balanced immune system and environmental challenges, allergy and sinus relief, anti-inflammatory and joint health. Yes, soreness. So basically everything you're probably going through. Muscle soreness, yada, 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 yada. Yeah, and that's what my whole family takes for flu and flu. And this is in the Turkish journal. If you don't look on all American stuff, the Turkish Journal of Biology, because other countries do stuff too, and it doesn't necessarily match with what the Americans do. What up, Gizu? What up, throwaway? All right, what's freaking Space Cow got here? Let's see. Space Cow. They call me Space Cow. What's going on, Throw, brother? Ooh. Oh, dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Please be Unk. Please be Unk. Oh, damn it. What's up, my friend?
Fucking would fucking happen if a fucking toilet fucking blew the fuck up while you were fucking using it. Sounds fucking impossible, yeah?
Sounds
fucking
impossible.
wrong. While most people don't need to fucking worry,
sharing.
certain fucked up conditions can turn a toilet into a fucking bomb. In one case, a building's fucking water was shut the fuck off for maintenance. But when some poor fuck went to flush, the toilet fucking exploded into a million fucking pieces. This dumb fucking disaster left the guy with fucking 30 stitches and a fucking lawsuit. Because who the fuck expects their fucking toilet to fucking attack them? Even his fucking lawyer, with 40 fucking years of experience, had never fucking seen a toilet-related injury before. So yeah, next time you take a fucking shit, just be glad your fucking toilet isn't about to fucking blow your ass.
Thank you, Space Cow. That's very helpful. Everybody should know, when you flush your toilet, make sure. So I'm guessing it happened not from the back, not from where the poop goes, but the water line that goes into the pressurized water line that goes in to fill the toilet, the flush handle. They probably connected a low pressure to a high pressure line or routed it wrong. Yeah, that's crazy. What up? Yeah, I wish he wouldn't send such things. What's going on, Cora? What up, Louie? Louie. All right, hold on. There we go. What up, big girl? I want my life that much quicker. A
little something to eat down the road. That's a damn tiger. Hell no. Hell no.
Oh, jeez.
I know I just seen something. It wasn't I could have sworn I just seen a big old plate of food. It wasn't a big old snack. Was just right here a second ago.
There goes something to eat.
Something to eat down the road. That's a damn tiger. Hell no. Hell no. Wait a minute.
She ain't playing around. She didn't even think about that.
I could have sworn I just seen a big old plate of food.
Damn.
It wasn't a big old snack.
What up,
was
Gilbert?
Just right here a second ago.
Why is my heating alternating blowing warm and cold air some kind of weird mode? No. So it's probably one of two problems, John. Either you have a heat pump. Are you talking about your car or your house? What up, Julio? Are you talking about your car or your house, John? If you're talking about your house, if you have a heat pump, you have what's called a reversing valve, and that's probably going bad because a heat pump makes hot and cold. It reverses the way the air conditioner works. Air conditioner gets hot outside and cold inside. If you reverse it, it gets cold outside and hot inside. Yeah, so it's see if you have a heat pump. It might be your reversing valve. It's probably a $12 part called a solenoid that you can unscrew, take off without even touching the system. Look at your heat pump reversing valve solenoid. It was good, brother. Okay, so this is a reversing valve. You get the refrigerant comes in one hole or in one hole, and it can go left or right, and the thing turns either on one hole or off one hole to reverse the way it goes through the system, and that's $190 for the whole thing. But this solenoid right here, that it's $47 from a supply house. But yeah, it's cheap to fix. It's usually not the valve that goes bad. It's usually the solenoid. No problem, brother. Do you recall how many miles an alternator lasts? Probably 300,000. Average lifespan of a car alternator. Oh, wow. It says 150. 7 to 10 years. That doesn't seem like long. Hey, what up, Throw? On the frickin' Twitch. Thank you, brother. All right, let's see. Ixwagoxia? Okay, let's see. Hold on. Let's do this. There we go. Uh-oh, put it in the wrong place. During sleep, the brain is not ready to react. The body wakes up before it's conscious. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Oh, smacked her head, too. Hey, thank you, Julio. Thank you, brother. I got to support you for both. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your last task from Satan. I know, I don't talk to the guy. He's kind of rude. All right, you know what we're gonna do though? Well, let me see if I can do this. I gotta find out why. Let's take a trip here. Let me see if this works here. Hold on. Bam. Sessions. Remote camera feed. All right. All right, come on. There we go. There we go. All right, let's rotate that. Oh. All right. So let's go see if we can fix the air. All right. All right. You know what I need to do? Hold on, see if I can do this real. Oh, hold on. Dang it. I broke it again. Oh, let me do this. Hold on. Screen. Close this. Close that? Yeah, close that. YouTube. Oh, let me do this. Hold on. All right, there we go. Never mind, we're going on an adventure. There we go. Share what? Bits of what? Okay, sorry. Let's see. All right, so we got to find out why we don't have any electric in here. Ow. Nope, we definitely don't have electric, which means the plants will die because I've got no electric. Ow! Damn it. Shut up, chickens. I need a shower. Okay, so let's see. We got power coming from here. That's me again. That's power coming from here. Runs up this way. Runs up this way. Okay. Where's the chicken butt? What up, Courtney? What up, Nova? Where are you from? I'm from, there's a chicken butt right there. There you go, chicken butt. Okay, that's going into here. Power, okay, that's where the power's coming from. So that's coming into there. All right, let's see. Logan, oh, Logan, that's right. You ain't been around for a while, Logan. Get in there. There we go. What you girls doing, huh? What? What's up, ladies? I was doing a gimmick talking to Blowpep. Yeah, it looks okay. Okay. Power. Oh, great. All right. Oh, man, I boxed myself in. What you looking at, huh? What you looking at? Huh? Man. Oh, get in the hole. All right, let's see. Got any chickens in here? Yeah, wrong way. All right, let's see. Okay. High speed mode. Okay, there we go. Okay, more wires. Oh, look at that. I got water spraying out everywhere. Smells like somebody's burning something. All right, what are we looking for? Chicken tender, no bits today. Major Cowboy, don't want to make you jealous. Yeah. Throw in the bits. All right, let's see. Okay, that's probably our problem right there. Okay, let's make sure our breaker's not broken. And it is. Bam, here's our problem right here. Oops, that's me again. Yeah, our breaker's tripped. So turn it off. Turn it back on. Doesn't trip. All right. Oh, it tripped. It tripped again. Okay, so that's not good. That's not good. What's up, Michelle? Frequency of eggs for chicken. It's about one a day, Vishal. You have a short? Short what? I have a short what? What do I have a short? All right. So we got to find out why that keeps... Why are you tripping? All right, so something ain't happy. All right, it's probably a bad breaker. Oh, you know what I could do? Okay, let's see. Oh, short circuit. Yeah, it doesn't trip instantly, so it's not. It's a short somewhere, yes, but it's not a direct short. So it's probably something thermostatically controlled. So when a thermostat turns on, one of the heaters turns on, and it's got a short. Yeah, I agree though. All right, so let's see. We got a heater on here, but it's not on. Heater on here. All right, so let's turn this guy off. All right. Okay, what up, Charles? Long time, brother. How you been, man? Ain't seen you in a while. Yes, over amperage. That's exactly what the problem. So, I mean, you can see. So, I'm running from here all the way back there through big, thick 12 gauge wires and cords. I gotta run some. Well, the thing is, I don't plan on staying here forever, so I don't really want to dump a couple $1,000s into running like 8 gauge underground or whatever. But we'll see. I should probably run a circuit from the house. But this is only during the winter, because other than winter, they stay warm. Cheers from Florida. Cheers from, hey, what's up, Cat? Cheers from frickin' Georgia. It smells like somebody's soldering. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this. If I'm going to change circuit to see if the breaker went bad. All right, let's do this. All right. So now, all right, let's All right, reset it, and we'll see what happens. Okay, tripped again. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to... I have these on separate circuit breakers, so I'm going to swap out this guy for this guy and see if it trips the other breaker. Oh, it just tripped. It just tripped the other breaker now. Yeah, that's instant, and that stays on now, okay? All right. So it's definitely this guy here. All right. Oh, something else just sounded like it tripped too. Okay, now let's see what happened. Now I think I just tripped the other one. Ugh. Okay, that guy just tripped again. All right. So it's not a bad breaker. Not planning to stay here forever, are you, Richard? No. I know it doesn't seem like it. I know it seems like I'm going to stay here forever. Can I do this? Okay, maybe that fills everything up. I don't know. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. No, not planning to stay here forever. Oh, in the U.S., yeah. I ain't gonna. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna visit everywhere, but yeah, man. I mean, I plan on building a big community. I want to build an entertainment company that's not so demonic. So if you go anywhere else, you're forced into other practices, and then if you go places that don't force you into practices, they tax the hell out of you. Like I was talking to ND, and Denmark taxes you a rate of 55%. Sup, Magrito? Magneto. What up, Path? Yeah, so it's you gotta so in America, if the trick is start a company. You're taxed less as a company than as a person. Only pay yourself what you need to survive. Put your house, your car, everything else, if you can, under your company, because if you don't get an income, you're not income taxed. Your corporation gets it, then they're just corporate taxed. So yeah, that's what I'm working on doing now. Okay, what do we got going on here? All right, so this is gonna go here. This is gonna go here. This doesn't matter. This is in there. All right. So let's try turning these heaters off now. Is that... No. Tax evasion is when you don't pay taxes. No, this is legal 100%. 100% legal. It's because so you start a company and the company makes money, you don't make money. But what do you need to live off of? You know, if you run the company out of your house, you can write your house off. So you don't need an income to pay your house bill, your mortgage bill. Your company can pay for that. You need food, so you pay yourself for food. And as long as that's under like whatever, $20,000 a year, that's all you get taxed on. If you use your car for your company, then that's a company car. And you don't, so you don't need an income to buy the car. You pay for the gas and whatever can also be written off with that. But yeah, it's not. Why did you destroy the poor kid's house? All right, let's see. So let's turn that off. All right, and then let's go in here. All right, so that's off now. All right, let's check all the connections. Make sure the freaking. But yeah, no, but it's not tax evasion. Absolutely not. No, because it's exactly what I said it is. You start a company and you work for your company. You only pay yourself what you need. Everything else, like me, I stream. My house is a studio. My car is used for my company. I have to pay myself for food and whatnot. Yeah, but yeah, you just have to set it up properly. It has nothing to do with tax evasion. It's 100% legal. It's why it's that way. If it wasn't that way, there would be no corporate tax. There would just be income tax for everything that made money. But you have to give companies a reason to be a company. So if you've got a corporate tax and income tax, why would you incorporate? There's no protections to corporate. The government wants to look good by hiring, by having less of the lowest unemployment they can get. So they want companies, they give them an incentive, lower taxes to start companies so you can hire more people. And then they look like they've done a better job. What the hell is that? I think that smell is some electrical burning. It smells like soldering. Yes, we get it. It's a loophole, aka tax invasion. Go back to bed. I'm going to start. What up, Scott? I'm a company tasting beers. I'll hire a few people. Hire me $20 for 20 pounds and 2 beers an hour. There you go. There you go. Making it all right. What's going on here? Jim Bob, there are all sorts of fine print tax cuts. Starting a business is an economically depressed area. Right. Listen, and like the whole woman thing, like especially if you're married or even not married, you got a girlfriend, women are considered second-class citizens. So if you want to get a business loan, if a woman gets it, that's considered a minority. So she gets tax breaks, she gets advantages on getting small business loans. But yeah, nice to see you out there. Thank you, Matthew, brother. You are the manager. I'm not going to drink, but I'm going to play a 13-hour-long video how alcohol is bad. Right. All right, let's see. Something. Okay, what's this? Okay, I think I just found my problem. Yeah, I just found it. Yeah, look at that. There's our problem. Another dog peed on my thing. Oh, that stinks so bad. Man, look at that. All right, let's see. Ugh, it stinks like burnt plastic. Many tax breaks apply to U.S. citizens well before foreigners seem to understand well more. Yeah. Well, I think that's on purpose. I think, it's free to start a company in America, but people don't do it. They don't understand it. And most people, the government makes a lot of money. People pay more taxes than they should because they don't know the tax breaks as incentives. Yeah, I absolutely think it's a family teaching thing. Me and Yogi got beef. I think you guys love each other. All right, hold on a second here. Okay, let's see. Entertainment. Yeah, I think it's a family thing too. Yeah, right. And listen, there's a reason they don't teach kids taxes in school. They don't teach you frickin', when I went to school as a youth, they taught us, we had home economics. They taught you how to budget. They taught you how to balance a checkbook. None of that anymore. No way, no. No, it's way too profitable for them. This seems like it could be could turn into Blair Witch. Dude, I worked on Blair Witch 2. Richard, have you ever tried covering in plastic liquid when I receive? Yeah, so that's what I do elsewhere. I think you remember the video where I had the same problem before, but this has been buried, and the only reason it's not buried is because it burned the leaves away from the area. So tomorrow, and my problem was this is a 3-way. So water got in here. You can see it. It's melted in there. Water got in here and destroyed it. So tomorrow I'll cut this guy off. Look at that. Tomorrow I'll cut this guy off, and I'll connect the two of them without having, I'm just lazy. Lazy. The Blair Witch Project. I was watching something on Prime, and Fallout automatically came on. Is it worth watching? Fallout? I never watched it. I never saw it. I don't know if those dudes ever pay tax. Oh shit! Oh, I broke something again. Hold on. There we go. Hold on. Oh, I broke something again. Hold on. Broken. Okay. Come on, stop doing that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if those dudes ever play taxes. Blair Witch too. Double. All right, let's get back into the studio. I'll get this fixed tomorrow. It's not going to be below freezing tonight. It's cold, but it's not going to get freezing tonight. Okay, let's see. The Flug. Oh, I think that's a goal. Goal. Share a life, whatever. Okay. Oh, too old to be doing that. All right, 1 second. It's cold. All right. Hello. All right, let's see if this works. Okay, it does work. Okay, cool. All right. There we go. You never heard of Blair Witch 2? Yeah, Book of Sorrows or Book of Sadness or something like that. Let's see. Hold on. Blair Witch 2. Book of Shadows. It may have never made it to the UK. Yeah, I'm an idiot. If I was watching, yeah, and I fought out, yeah. I don't watch any of this stuff. Hey, what up, Throw? Welcome to the Twitch. Oh yeah, let me post that while I'm here. If you guys want to watch on Twitch, it's much higher. It's full screen too. Oh no. There we go. Super dope, Richard. Brother, I lived a good life, man. I tell you what, I lived a good life. I did a lot of very interesting stuff, met a lot of very interesting people, and I'm glad I did it in my youth. And I'm glad I didn't fall into the trap of go to college and get a degree. I'm so blessed the Lord that I didn't do that. I got an interesting video. Yeah, share it. Why not? I don't think I did. I don't think it did, but someone might have asked before. What was your favorite work on? Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and 3. I worked on them together. Just like we built those sets we built for 2. They filmed 2 and 3 at the same time. So Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. I built lots of kick-ass stuff. Built the spaceship and stuff out of wood, all the monitors and stuff, like they're not, they're made out of wood, MDF, so they're smooth, and then you paint them to look like metal, and then you paint them to look like dirty metal, and you beat them like you take chains and you smack the wood, so it's called distressing, and then it looks like it's been dented up, and then when you paint it to look like metal, and then you like use a little paint. Yeah, that's cool. Jesus, is it you? I talk with him regularly. 1, 2, 3, the G. Okay. Do they pay you? Yeah. Movie industry pays great, like over $100 an hour. I mean, you only get about like $35 an hour on your paycheck, and the rest all goes to, you have two retirement accounts. You have a pension, and you have a 401k, and you have vision, dental, car, health insurance, blah 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 blah. Other, yeah. So a lot, yeah, lot. Okay, Instagram. Let's see. Bam. Let's see here. One friend who's in weird conspiracies. Oh no, wrong button. Let me shrink this down a little bit. Bam.
Dude, you are just never going to let this go, are you? They went to the moon, man. No question. Just give it up already.
Absolutely not. So let me get this straight. You really believe that in 1969, when televisions were still in black and white and folks were still using rotary fucking phones, and most new cars sold in the United States didn't even have power
No,
windows
sir.
or fucking air
It's cold
conditioning.
out.
That we just strapped two
Yeah.
cowboys into what was essentially a fucking Coke can with a Chevy smoke
Elon
block
Musk
attached
from
to it,
Kibu.
and just launched them motherfuckers out into orbit on nothing more than a hope and a fucking dream, and somehow managed to land that glorified bottle rocket safely on an uncharted lunar surface, where they then got out and played hopscotch for a few hours, and then they got right back inside that motherfucker, and then somehow managed to launch themselves back off the goddamn moon with no infrastructure. And then a few short weeks later, they landed safely back on Earth. You really fucking believe that that happened?
I mean, I
Goddamn, you're a gullible son of a bitch.
dude, you are just never gonna let this go, are you?
Yeah, they're all in on it. They're all in on it. Yeah, that's interesting stuff. Now, what do you think? What do you think? Yeah, it's cold here. Let's see what the temperature. I gotta make sure see if it's freezing tonight. Because if it's gonna freeze tonight, I gotta make sure I got the plants survive. Oops. There we go. Temperature tonight.
Tonight in Peachtree City, expect a temperature of 50 degrees.
41 tonight, so it'll be fine. Okay, let's see. What do you got? A freaking 30-minute freaking video. Are you gonna watch this? Why you shouldn't trust AI search? Oh, I agree.
Can be wrong. The reason you shouldn't trust AI search is because you have Gell-Mann Amnesia.
Yeah,
What's
I agree.
Gell-Mann Amnesia? Posed by Dr. Michael Crichton in 2002, Gell-Mann Amnesia seeks to explain why we trust those we know we should.
This is why so many people fall into the Republican Democrat trap. Because they think what they hear. Well, I'll let him say it. Remember that Blair Witch remake? It was cringe. Yeah. I worked on it. Oh, the first 10 minutes are interesting. Okay.
Shouldn't. He meant trust in traditional media, movies, television, newspapers, books. But I want to apply it to AI, because I think if we do so, we might explain the death of media literacy. Crichton illustrates Gell-Mann Amnesia with a well-told story, one I will now bastardize. Briefly stated, Gell-Mann Amnesia works as follows. You open your browser to research a question on some subject you know well. In my case, health science. In yours, I have absolutely no idea. I don't know you. You read the AI summary and see the AI has absolutely no understanding of either the facts nor the issues. In any case, you read with exasperation or amusement at the multiple errors in the story.
Then it's programmed
then turn to ask the AI another question, this time on a subject you don't understand, and read with renewed interest as if this explanation is somehow more accurate than the summary you just read. You do a new search and forget what you know. This is the Gell-Mann Amnesia effect. Originally, it was meant to explain people trusting newspapers after reading previous stories that they knew were false. Or as researcher Elio Quiroga Rodriguez put it, the Gell-Mann effect describes the paradoxical cognitive phenomenon whereby individuals critically detect errors and inaccuracies in media reports on topics they know deeply, but continue to trust the same media when they report on areas outside their expertise.
Right.
But
so just because you don't know it, you forgot you can't trust the source. This is why it's so important that like you have people like news outlets that'll tell you that they're trustworthy. They look this fireman just saved this little baby, blah blah blah. And then they tell you Kamala's a horrible person, Trump's a horrible person, but the Clintons are good. And then you're like, oh, the Clintons are good, and you forgot that they lied to you about 600 other things and like obvious lies, just because like kind of like the way they talk, they sound like. Have you noticed that newscasters don't sound like me? They lowered their voice. They talk like, because they sound like a professional, and then people think, oh, I can trust this. Like a doctor, like, how are you feeling today? Yeah, you feeling? Nah, what's going on, man? How you feeling, my brother? They don't talk like that. They don't, because they're going into, I'm going to feed you a line of bull, and I want you to believe it. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Like localization in video games. Lord Alcatraz knows what he's talking about. Yeah, that's good. This is a really cool phenomenon. There's also the Dunning-Kruger effect, where we allowed everybody that wanted to go to college, and you have all these people with degrees, and so they think that everything that they heard in college is the gospel because it's college. They can't lie. They're not allowed. But they're allowed to, because everything you're learning in liberal arts is theory, but they speak it like it's the truth, And then so you're like, wow, okay. And then then you come out of college, and somebody that didn't go to college tells you something that goes against your training, and you'll be like, what? No, and you'll fight to the death because you look at your bank account and you're $200,000 in debt, and somebody that's never spent a day in college is telling you something different than you learned. Yeah, it's why the whole college scam worked so good. For Republicans and Democrats, conservatives and liberals, people lie to you because other people want to be in power. Look, people change party all the time. It doesn't make any sense to be on one party. It doesn't. If you're just a Democrat, it's not a good idea. If you're just a Republican, it's not a good idea. Because if someone that doesn't care about politics and is a good liar and has a lot of business interests set up, those business interests will pay that person to win, not to be a Republican or Democrat. If you're in a Democrat area, they'll be a Democrat. If they're in a Republican area, they'll be a Republican. They want to win so they can get laws passed and so their companies can make money. Yeah, and and then you have people saying in those areas, in those schools, in those Republican areas, you're gonna have more conservative schools. In the Democrat areas, you have more liberal schools, and they just want to stay in power, especially when people steal money, because they know if I ever get out of office, I'm screwed. So I only want me to stay in as long as I can, then let a friend know how the scam goes, get them in, and before I leave, because I'm so trusted, I'll say, Jim Jones, you guys should trust him. He'll run it just like I did. Yeah, it's all a bunch of crap. The deeper the voice, the deeper the truth. This guy must be speaking from experience. Let me trust him despite lying in front of my face. Right. And like for instance, this whole Epstein thing, we've heard for 7 years now that Trump is in the Epstein files. He's a PDF file, this, and that. And then now those same people will be like, well, it looks like Trump called the police on this guy. So, okay. But that just like it glosses over because it was so pounded home that this. So now you have a whole bunch of people, but it ultimately comes down to market manipulation. If you're fighting over Republican and Democrat, the Republicans and Democrats in power are just getting rich off of you guys fighting. You got to get out of the fight and start worrying about yourselves. And I think it's a big thing. People were trained very well. All right, brother. People were trained very well during the movie industry, during the movie eras before there was cell phones, internet, social media. So they knew how these people would act and lie and always chase money and say whatever they needed to say to get the parts and do whatever they needed to do to get the parts. So when everybody could have their own channel, now they're just using the same things that they would use on movie stars on everybody. And they have 100 years of it. What up, Aspen? How much basmati do you have in possession? In my belly? I don't have any more left. Testing something interesting. What are you testing? Testes? 1, 2. Yeah, but life isn't the internet. Life isn't TV. People pay to have things in front of you. Television, internet, whatnot. They want you to spend your money on something. Now, if those are bad people, they'll lie to you and they'll tell you whatever they think you want to hear. And that changes in locale. It depends where they are. Notice we don't hear about what's going on with ICE in South Dakota. We don't hear about that at all. They're doing the same thing in South Dakota. They're doing it in Mississippi and Wisconsin. And what's the other one? Minnesota. It's happening everywhere, but you're only hearing about the areas that they can thump their chest the most. I will throw you away. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but yeah. So don't worry about all that crap. People don't need your protection. Your family needs your protection. You don't need to protect whoever the government is saying that you need to vote to protect. No. They don't care about nobody. I am dual streaming. Yeah, I'm on Twitch and on YouTube. College, our industry for making cog machines, society, don't question it. Olindio said, yeah, 100%. Listen, look, they say it all the time and no one ever does it. Follow the money. Who donates to the colleges that the people you're listening to went to? And what industry are they in? Well, the people that come out of that college are trained to benefit the donors. People don't donate their money to go broke. They donate their money to get rich. Look, when Bill Gates retired from Microsoft, he had $3 billion. Now he's got like $100 billion. How did he 30x his money giving it away? Maybe you should have thrown that funny. Maybe you shouldn't have thrown that grammar book away. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I always dual stream, yummers. I've been doing it for, I think, a month now. I only got like 24 people or something on, there's like only 2 people, I think, watching on Twitch right now. But yeah, I only got like 24 viewers on Twitch. I only usually get anybody on Twitch if I stream early, and I've been busy. Like I can't stream early during the winter. I got a lot of stuff I got to do around my property and my neighbors and whatnot. All right, let's see. All right, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah. But yeah, you shouldn't. So I use AI search results when it matches what I know already. If it pops up something that goes against what I know, then I don't take it as gospel. I scroll down and look into other sources. And I don't trust anybody at all. Nobody. Keep putting in the work. You're almost there. There you go, brother Chicka. Old man needs kids. Old man needs kids to work. Me. All jokes aside, you're pretty cool. What up, Kahora? Thank you, my brother. Continue the video.
I thought that might have been a bit too wordy. Anyway, Crichton goes on to point out that Gell-Mann Amnesia does not operate in other arenas of life. In ordinary life, if someone were to constantly exaggerate and lie to you the way an AI does, you would soon discount everything they say. Like if someone were to swear to you that strawberry has 2 R's, you wouldn't then trust them when they tell you your X-ray shows signs of cancer. And this mounts a pretty clear argument against the use of AI in any task that has any bearing on reality. In court, there is the legal doctrine of falsus in uno, falsus in omnibus, or untruthful in one part, untruthful in all parts. It's why testimonies are written off if you are caught in a lie. And all of us, most of all the companies that own and create these models, recognize that they can be wrong at least some of the time. Hallucination is the status quo, and it's not going anywhere. Why then should AI ever be used as the primary mode through which we find and determine truth? Time and time again, studies have reported that using AI for search might make things easier, but it's at the cost of cognitive depth and accuracy. Yet, approximately...
you get people that know a lot of stuff about a little bit of stuff about a lot of things, but most of it's wrong.
44 to 55% of consumers still use AI as their primary search engine. I, for one, know that I have seen many family and friends do it, swear by it, and see absolutely nothing wrong with it. In this way, it becomes pretty clear why media literacy is dead. People haven't adapted to AI and trust it when they shouldn't. So that's the video. As introduced by Michael Crichton in 2002, Gell-Mann Amnesia explains why... Huh? I'm doing that thing where I pretend the video is over even though you can clearly see that it's not even close to over if you look at the runtime of the video? Alright, I'll cut the bullshit. I think Gell-Mann Amnesia is interesting because Gell-Mann Amnesia is wrong.
Here we go. So he's going to prove to us because he sounded so trustworthy before.
Basically, over half of the original viewers of this video should be gone by now. At best, their takeaway was that they should be more cognizant of the little-known phenomenon called Gell-Mann Amnesia, and that the problem with AI is that it's unreliable. I'm content in this fact. I don't think it's a bad takeaway, but it's a little shallow and obvious, right? It's not something I'm proud of. There are 3 major failures with that first section. 1. I don't effectively address why you shouldn't trust AI in a way that actually aligns with the spirit of Gell-Mann Amnesia. 2. I robbed you of all important context surrounding Gell-Mann Amnesia, Crichton's speech, and how this goes much further than AI. Which brings me
His
to
camera's
3.
overheating.
Any comment I made on media literacy was tangential.
Yep.
It was there for aesthetic rather
Right.
than...
See, but that's the internet, right? As long as you can get a keyword and say a keyword when you're in a chat, when you're posting on in a comment section or whatever, people say a word and you automatically think they know what they're talking about. And the reason you see people get so violent on the internet is because they don't know what they're talking about. They know a couple of key phrases that will get people riled up or on their side, but when they get pressed further, they either react violently or they just disappear. And that's why real life, the internet is not real life. And that's why voting doesn't show the internet, because most people don't want to argue, but they're going to go to the polls and they're going to vote the way they want to vote, even though it's like, well, why didn't Kamala win? It looked like everybody loved her. Right, because the 8 people you watch on the internet loved her. There's a whole lot of world left, a whole lot of America left.
Purpose, when it really should be the entire point. So yeah, there's a lot more to go. Get comfortable, but I promise you, no matter what your current perspective is on AI, whether you're someone who swears by it, completely abstains, or is, utterly ambivalent, there should be something for you in this video.
This is one thing I want to say real quick. When you read something, and this is a failure of our homeschooling and our education, you need to break down the sentence. You need to look into more than just the topic, because the topic is topical. You've got to look into, like, when I talk about vitamins and stuff, I can go down multiple rabbit holes on the why it works and why it's not. Yeah, I played one live on stream. Localization of AI will change people's view on trusting AI after some time. What up, Chevy?
At the very least, I'm definitely gonna make some people annoyed.
Good. Amnesia.
Okay, the first problem was how I portrayed trust in ChatGPT as a piece of media. What I mean by that is the example I gave for how you know you shouldn't trust AI was terrible. Sure, there was a period of time where ChatGPT couldn't count the number of R's in strawberry, and this is a useful example because a lot of people know about it, and it makes it easy to get a point across. But I hate it. Pedants will know it's no longer true. ChatGPT can now count all 3 R's in the word strawberry. But worse,
say it on Twitch.
It is obviously a bug. It doesn't prove that ChatGPT can't be trusted. It proves that it's a computer.
Right.
And computers have bugs.
Right.
It probably should undermine people's trust in ChatGPT, but I think it actually might have the opposite effect. Because people can easily recognize it's a mistake, they get into their head that they can recognize when ChatGPT gets something wrong.
Right.
But that is not the nature of the mistakes I'm talking about with ChatGPT.
Thank you, my friend.
Or with Gell-Mann Amnesia. Rather, the mistakes you have to be worried about are the ones that align with the essence of Gell-Mann Amnesia. Falsehoods that would go unpassed, unnoticed, and completely accepted unless you are in the know. Luckily though, I've already planted one of those in this video. Seriously. Earlier on in this video, I used a statistic that I would consider wrong, but I can guarantee 99% of people wouldn't have noticed. They would have accepted it unquestioningly. I want you to seriously consider what that might
Bananas.
be. Did you clock that piece of information? Here's the thing that I think is wrong. Reveal in 3, 2, 1. Yet, approximately 44 to 55% of consumers still use AI as their primary search engine. If you're familiar with my channel, this probably would have raised some red flags for you. I don't like to blindly quote a statistic. Unless there was some mistake in editing, I will always be putting at least the citation on screen, if not directly addressing the context behind the stat. Where did it come from? What was the sample size? How did they define blank and blank?
Right.
These things are really important when we're trying to understand the science that informs our beliefs. But for this stat, what I did instead was just paste the exact thing Gemini told me when I put the question into Google. Is it accurate? I'd argue no, but I can't just say that, so let's actually talk about it and do a proper source analysis here. I'll note I also asked ChatGPT for the same statistic. More on that.
Are you talking about evaporation, rainfall, and erosion? I have to look.
In a second. Further, I did my own research, doing a non-exhaustive search of the databases Scopus and Google Scholar. There is a chance I missed something. This was not a full literature review, but the goal here isn't to see if I can find the data on this, but rather to fact-check the AI. However, I did still try my best to see if there was anything I could find. All that considered, I could not find a single study that I would consider sufficient for determining the current percentage of people who use AIs like ChatGPT or Gemini as their primary search engine. All studies cited by AI were in some sense flawed.
Right,
I'm going to go in depth at first, so you can get a sense of the process here, and then go more rapid fire at the end. So, the claim here was that 44 to 55% of consumers currently use AI as their primary search engine. So first, let's talk about that 44% statistic. It came from a McKinsey Discovery survey in August of 2025. Going to the actual source, they state that the sample was 1,927 US consumers who were considered a representative sample. The number of 44% was cited one time in the article, as part of their Exhibit 4. Actually looking at this graph, we see that this is specifically the percent of the sample who used AI-powered search as their preferred method to inform their purchasing journeys. So this doesn't apply to all inquiries, and it was among a sample of AI-powered search engine users, meaning this figure and the statistic openly admit to excluding anyone who doesn't already use AI, which is obviously relevant. So 44% is actually just the amount of people who already use AI, that
people that
like
already
to use AI as their
so they asked people that already use AI, how much do you use AI for purchases? And 44% of them is. So just because the number showed up somewhere in the study doesn't mean it means what it means.
Primary way of deciding if they want to buy something. Even ignoring the methodological problems with this survey that would mean it would never be published in a real journal, this 44% doesn't even get close to representing the general population doing a general search that our query was looking for. So even 44%, our low estimate, doesn't look good. But we haven't considered our 55% statistic yet. And the thing about that is, Gemini doesn't elaborate on what that 55% statistic is. Seriously, it mentions it in the headline and then it doesn't talk about it. But based on the source list, it seems to come from this article, which cites this report from Future Advertising.
Right, so AI is reporting from AI is reporting from AI is reporting from AI. Stupid AI says it means what it means. Right, so think about this. So there's a bunch of lawsuits going on right now about people that are suing. Oops. Oh, I'm still bringing stuff. Oops. People that are suing AI companies because the AI hallucinated stuff. It said that they were that they've been charged with a crime that they didn't commit. Not only that they were charged with a crime, but when they went to court for it, they pled guilty. So if you say, hey, should I do business with this guy? It would say no. He stole money. He did this. He did that. It's all fake. It's all lies. Just because somebody wrote a quote. So now you think about Trump. Why is there so many people that post so much negative stuff about Trump that comes out to being not being true, or Kamala not being true? Because they're stacking the bench. They're stacking the AI with blog posts that have nothing to do with the truth, because somebody wants Trump to win and somebody wants Kamala to win. So people just say, hey, who's a better Jamalama? What up, fat bong? I have the perfect radio voice. Thank you very much, Goldie. All right, we're gonna go outside again real quick. I gotta shut the power off. So I don't burn the Gell-Mann down. Let's see if this works. Okay, hold on. Thank you, Goldie. All right, hold on a second. Okay. All right. Before it gets dark out here, not much. Got moped up and running. Good, brother. Good. Got something done. Most people don't get anything done. Most people don't do anything. It's good to get something done. Do something. Do something. And your whole life gets better when you start doing stuff. Because instead of just being bored and wishing that you could do something, you've got something to do. Have a hobby. Have a hobby. Okay. Man, it stinks. Ooh, look at that. Hi, everybody. We are back. Sorry. Thing absolutely buries the needle with the new carb on it. I don't know if it did before or not because right. No, that don't matter. What does the truth matter in a good story? This just affirms my idea. AI being follow what the crowd saying. Right. So think about this. This goes back to my Republican Democrat thing. If you get enough money to hire enough people, influencers, blog post writers, and then if you can get a couple of kids that went right out of college that were conservatives, they go into conservative media, and liberals, they go into liberal media, and you pay them to write an article. Look how blue that looks. Right? And then and it won't be true. But if they get sued for $1 million, no one cares, because if the people that you want to get elected, you're going to make that money back plus a bunch more. Well, there we go. Okay. My hair looks good. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Gotta put it on my hobby is fixing old clap machinery, because why not? Right. This just affirms my idea. AI being followed. Right. Absolutely. And that, listen, it's not a person. Just because it has a human voice, or it can have a human voice, doesn't mean it's got a brain. It only knows what the internet tells it. And think about how different the internet is from real life. This is why the touch grass thing is so important. If you get out and meet your neighbors, they're Democrats and Republicans, and they're all, and if you didn't ask them that, they're all great people. But you go online and Democrats eat babies and Republicans are evil. All of them. That's all you hear, because that's where the game is played. The game is played in media. And I hate working. I have working headlights. Never thought I'd be happy under that sentence before. You are on the wall, Chevy. This reminds me of a company using AI as customer support, and someone was able to abuse it by convincing the AI to give a large percentage of coupons. I've heard a lot of those scams. I've heard for is it rebates? Oh, maybe that's what you're talking about. The rebates. So like you get it says like if you buy this, you get a $5 rebate, and they mail you a check, and then you tell the AI that you bought 500 of them, and they send you $500 rebates. Yeah, yes, you are stupid. Just kidding. You know you're up there. I think I even made a video putting your name up there, Chevy. Okay, let's see.
In this report, which is somehow even worse than the previous one, 55% is mentioned as a figure twice. It was the percent of consumers who report using AI on a regular basis, which they don't define, by the way, and the percent who started asking generative AI questions and queries they would have previously used search engines for. Again, neither of these are what we are looking for. So the two headline stats from Gemini were wrong. But Gemini actually did talk about some other sources, some that ChatGPT cited as well. Notably, both ChatGPT and Gemini reported 37% as a statistic they consider valid. This is lower than the 44% reported as the baseline for Gemini, so
but
clearly...
if you can consider, everything's marketing, if you can consider or you can tell people that, hey, you're the only ones that aren't using it. That's marketing. So then be like, oh, well, we got to jump on. We got to jump on board or we'll be left behind. FOMO, fear of missing out. Yeah.
It still doesn't know how a range works. But
and none of this is
glance,
new. None of these psychology tricks are new. It just happens every new product, every new thing, they do it again. And because it's a new product, you forget about how it was a lie before. And same thing with every new scam. Yeah, they were over and over and over again.
More solid. And I wanted to look into this statistic. I put in my email to get the report sent to me, but they never sent it. However, this doesn't matter anyway, because at a basic cursory glance, we can see again, this was only amongst people who already use generative AI. Moving on, 47% was mentioned as a statistic for both Gemini and ChatGPT. Gemini did not indicate what this was even citing, like at all. But ChatGPT did thankfully tell us what it was. It was the percentage of UK adults who reported ever using AI search. So a dead end. Once more. I hope you can see the point by now, but here's a table going over the rest in case you're curious. But I don't want this to just come off as me being some outright AI hater who cherry-picked an example. Truthfully, I was just looking for this statistic and stumbled upon this, so I am going to speak a bit nicer now. I asked ChatGPT the question in 3 different circumstances. Once in a layered search with my usual personalization options, once in a single search with my usual personalization, and a third time with absolute default personalization. This was to represent the general layman asking this question. In all of these cases, ChatGPT did acknowledge there was at least some qualifications to each of these statistics. Did automatically create that handy-dandy table going through all the problems with all the studies that I showed to you earlier, and even admitted there was not a good answer to my question in the layered search that represents my usual way of interacting with AI on the rare occasion that I do. This is good. It recognizes that information is nuanced. However, it's not perfect. It did not give all of the qualifications. Such was the case for the 37% statistic, which it did not actually find any flaw in. Advice on that.
And one of the interesting things is also you have, when people get used to that being their education, that if you ask it a question, is God real? And you get one paragraph, that's all the information that you need. It's a whole paragraph, like 4 sentences. Oh, geez, 9 sentences, too long, didn't read. And that's life for people. Getting them used to that. And that's why most people, it's hard not to be successful in life when you look into everything. Because it like all the scams, anything that you would spend money on, at least. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Like if you were to look up, how can I save money? How many people, I wonder, ask ChatGPT, how should I better manage my money? And I don't know what it would say, but how many people even ask? How many people even consider it, a problem? My boss is always complaining that I'm inefficient. So yeah, I know AI can never replace me. So I know AI can never replace me. AI is inefficient. You think it's efficient? You meant inefficient, I think, crying fish. If you ask ChatGPT the same question 10 times, 10 different answers. Right, absolutely. Because it's not, if you ask me the same question 10 times, you're going to get the answer the 10 times. Because it's just a glorified search. The problem is, it seems so amazing, but this is all a repeat. When when search engines were invented, we had the same thing. Oh, we won't need a receptionist anymore. You're all going to lose your job. But now it's been 25 years and there's a new set of 20-year-olds to believe all this stuff, and younger. It's like when you get to your 40s and your 50s, you understand it's all just marketing. Every new thing that comes across, you better get on board or you're going to be left behind. You better take some courses. You better buy some subscriptions or you're going to be left behind. And it's all crap. It's crap. I'm inefficient. AI is efficient. Oh, so do you think it's going to replace you or not replace you? Hold on. My boss is always complaining that I'm inefficient, so I know AI can never replace me. Right. Right. I get what you're saying now. You can't be replaced because AI is too efficient. It would never be you because I'm so inefficient. I understand now. I got you, brother. God forbid the AI answering the question, is God real? Does use atheist scientist pages as a source. Exactly. And the thing is if you have a Christian AI or a Muslim AI, it's going to give you a different answer. And the problem is, think about how many people are asking that. Yes, that actually went over my head for a second. To crying fish, that was a good one. Is that blue? Yeah, I don't know. Even worth Reddit atheist. Right. Because listen, the problem is people spend so little time diving into anything. And then when people write about those things, just a post, a Reddit post or whatever, that's all the information that it gets, and it goes through. Wrong angle. I don't know what you mean. That's green. But yeah. That's a huge problem with AI. It's got everybody's biases, all the hate, all the like if you ask, should I vote Republican or Democrat? What do you think it's just going to say? It's going to say what it's paid to say. It's not going to be like, well, you should consider, like I say to everybody, take a piece of paper and a pencil and write down your worldview, your morals, and then vote for the person that best represents your written morals, your written worldview, rather than people trying to convince you that you're a Republican or convince you that you're a Democrat. No, I wrote this down and it has not changed. This is what I am, and this is who I want. Republican governor, Democratic mayor, whatever. Because the problem is there's good people and bad people in the world, and there's going to be good Democrats and bad Democrats. And if you vote just one way, you're always going to get screwed. You'll be the one that gets screwed. AI needs vitamin B12. It's low on it. It's got 0%. How you doing, Toyota brother?
That front, by the way, as a general rule of thumb, always ask ChatGPT to check its work after every answer. Every single time I have ever done this, it has found some flaw in its previous response. I should note, though, this isn't some panacea. It will not find...
Here's an interesting thing about Grok. Grok has an option after your question to think harder. So if someone gets a lot of upvotes on Reddit about any topic, it's going to be considered to be true. So if you ask AI about that topic and that's the title of the post that got all the upvotes, you're going to get that in a response. But it could be, what if you got a bunch of, Reddit atheists, and they all say God's not real, everybody's crazy, we're all stardust. And then if you had one and you said, is God real, for a different one that's got 100,000 upvotes, they're going to say, yes, this according to these people. But people don't understand. Like, we're taught to make stuff, like how to make posts and with not queries, what's it called? To make when we have to write papers in school, we have to put our sources and stuff. So when we see them, but the problem is AI is hallucinating them. So they'll say, yes, this person got arrested, and here's a link to their charging documents. So people will just be like, oh my goodness, there's the charging documents. They won't click on the charging documents. It's fake. But the problem is, look at all the people that make memes. Like they say the things that they say about Kamala and Trump is all kinds of bad stuff, and it's not true. It's just jokes. But AI don't know jokes. Can you do a test by asking? I don't have ChatGPT. Grok is Elon Musk's Twitter's AI. When my friend went to war, there's a saying that he said there's no atheist in a foxhole. That's right. That's exactly right. I've heard that too before. There's no atheist in a foxhole. That's right. That's right. Because most people live very easy lives. Where lives are harder, more people are like, this cannot be. Let me go to the website for free. Oh, sorry. Wrong thing. Chat. GPT. Do I gotta sign up? Oh, is God real? Okay, so I've never used this before, so theoretically it doesn't know me at all. All right. That's a big and important question people have been asking for thousands of years, and there isn't one universally accepted answer. Whether God is real depends on a lot of your perspective, experiences, and how you define God. Here are the main viewpoints. Theism. If theists believe God is real, religions like Christianity, Islam, and Hinduism teach that a divine being or beings created and or governs the universe, often believing the points of spiritual experiences, the complexity of the universe, moral order. Atheism. Atheists do not believe in God or gods. They argue there is no scientific evidence proving God exists. Natural explanations like evolution and cosmology explain the universe without needing a deity. The problem of evil challenges the idea of an all-powerful God or gods. Agnosticism. They say we don't know and maybe can't know whether God exists. They see the question as beyond all human proof or disproof. Philosophers, scientists, and theologians have debated it for centuries, and thoughtful people exist on all sides. Ultimately, it's a personal conclusion shaped by reasoning, upbringing, and experiences and reflection. If you'd like, I can also explore scientific arguments for or against God, philosophical arguments like the cosmological argument, different religious views of God, or just talking you through your own thoughts about it. I bet it will probably be, yeah, it's trying to be. God bless you, brother. Faith is boss. I agree. I ask it specifically, what do you think? Is God real? I don't have personal beliefs on or opinions, so I don't think God is real or not real. What I can do is lay out how different people approach the question. Many followers of Christianity, Islam, or Hinduism believe God or gods is real based on faith, spiritual experiences, scripture, and philosophical reasoning. Atheists don't believe in any deity, usually because they don't find convincing evidence. Agnostics think the existence of God is unknown or possibly unknowable. Whether God exists is not something I can currently be proven or disproven in a scientific sense, so it often comes down to philosophy, evidence, standards, or personal experience. If you want, tell me what you think. Yeah. It's just trying to dig into me so it can serve me better. But yet again, they will argue to death for someone they don't think is real or not. The problem is with science is when you have atheists, they do not know, and they know that they cannot prove. Now, regardless of Christianity, Islam, or Hinduism, they can't prove that we weren't created. So they're not even consider, like the atheist scientists won't even consider that like it should be like, we don't know yet. That's what they should say, rather than because they want to sound smart. They want to sound like, I'm so educated. I've spent so much on school that I really got down to it. And there's no, look in this test tube, no God. And the problem is, any real scientist would understand. So the problem is, there are brilliant Christian and Muslim and Hindu scientists that have done just as much for regular atheist scientists. Dude, like if you look up the amount of atheists, okay, hold on, let's see if we can find it here. Let's see if I can find it here. I wasn't on the ark, but I must have been a wild trip. Right, I agree. Okay, let's see. How many atheists what is that thing called? prize religion. I think I spelled religious wrong. Okay, look at this. I said, how many atheist Nobel Prize winners versus religious prize winners? There have been efforts to count religious beliefs with Nobel Prize winners, but keep in mind that these estimates are rough because people's beliefs can change over time, right? We can look into it. Atheists, about 10% of Nobel Prize winners, 10.5% of Nobel Prize winners identify as atheist. 65% are Christians, Jews, or Muslim. So people that are searching for God in the universe create more, find more, and do more. The bad people that realize that this is a possibility steer you wrong by saying that's not that. Listen, Isaac Newton discovered calculus in 1665, searching for how God made the universe. And that's what the Principia is all about. He says it in the front page of the Principia, first page of the Principia, that he's looking for how God made it. So the thing is, but people feel so dumb, and they're scientists, they've got these degrees, that they tell other people when they start, they derail them. They say, if you think in God, if you think there's a God, if you think we're a creator, not just a creator, just like if we're a simulation or any of that, just being created in any way, they automatically derail them because they want to steer you in the wrong way. Right now, we've got 65% or more identify with religion overall. Yeah, there you go. Only 11% winners in the 20th century identify as agnostic or atheist or non-religious, right? Ooga booga is a funny word. Light bulb. It's funny when most people are near death experience, they always say, "Oh my God, why me? What's up, Andrew?" Yeah. And this is the thing. And the thing is, when you decide how you want to take the world on, how you want to experience the world, people that make money off you want you to look to them to explain the world. So if you're selling a product, it's more profitable if you can convince people that there's no God and I'll tell you how the universe was made. Just hit subscribe. Just buy my book and donate to my Patreon. And I'll tell you how the world was made without God. So now you will never compete with them because you'll always be steered wrong. And the people that are confused will say, "Hey, well, let me know. They'll look to you as a God. So they're trying to be a God replacement. Don't worry, there's not a God. I'll just tell you how everything happened. So look to me for when you need answers. Well, why is there evil in the world? There's evil in the world because there's chemical and this chemical. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, bullshit. Right. Those scientists, atheists, just double standard. We have empirical evidence to reason towards the existence of higher power. And they're like, no, not scientific enough. Right. And the problem is that's not scientific enough. If you look up the evidence for creation, it's way, way higher than evidence against creation. If you just talk about deists, like we are created, something smart created us, whether, like I said, whether we are a hallucination in some AI simulation or not. But when people talk about God, they talk to evidence against God. But they don't ever say, but there's 700,000 pages of stuff for it. So, but they don't want to say, well, I don't know. They want to say, I spent $200,000 on this degree right here. And they're just full. They're marketing themselves. What up, Sam? Have you ever used a pencil sharpener while stapling construction? Or have you ever used a pencil sharpener while stapling construction paper? So it's very odd that you say this, okay? Living for Christ Jesus. There is a God, and you know it because they made you in His image. Exactly. Hey, I'm right with you, brother Christ. Absolutely. I'm right there with you. Look. I spent 40 years of my life as the atheist scientist until I put my science mind to say, okay, now that I've listened to all this evidence against, what's the evidence for? And then I was overwhelmed. Absolutely. What up, Rob? There's a lot of evidence for the Lord. Shroud Turn is one of them. Aquinas' 5 ways to sum his theological motion, cause, contingency, degree, design. I found convincing in God's evidence. Yeah. Listen, it's not that. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, brother, I'm a freaking what? I got you right here. Arms reach all times. Absolutely, 100%, no doubt, 0 doubt. Pick up the receiver and make you a believer. Let me see what's on. Okay, so when I in a class we had one stapler that was attached to the wall right where this pencil sharpener was attached to the wall. So it made me remember like 3rd grade, 2nd or 3rd grade. It might have been kindergarten that was. Because they didn't want kids hitting each other with staplers. Back when I was a kid, we used to open up the staplers. You know how you can open the stapler up to staple things to the wall or to the bulletin board? So we used to swing them and like staple people's jeans to their thighs and stuff. I want to be able to talk to fish. You can do it, brother. Yes, praise God. Absolutely. Knock, knock. You ever fear the influence of words that on people on the internet as well? Do you ever fear the influence? My words? Yeah. Listen, my life only got better. My life has only got better, and I want to try to help people. If they want to talk about chemistry, if they want to talk about mental health, anything, I can guide them in a place to, I believe, to a better place. If they're lost in life and they're confused about identity, I say, take it as an atheist and read through a Bible, not as a Christian, a Catholic, a Muslim, and just read it and see what it says to you, and that works very, very well, because it's like prayer is like meditation. When you think about your problems and you think through that, like you spend the time. Most people look to other humans. Humans are dirty. Humans, like doctors and psychologists, will use you and they'll make you believe that you need them to feel good on this planet. And I disagree. Hey, what's up, Elliot, brother? Trying to have conversations with skilly bastards and talk to me B2B. I'm a good listener. There you go. Yeah, science can do that. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh shit, you a fish. I think even Christianity is fake. It remains a spring. I think even if it is false, right. That this is my big point. Even when I was an atheist, I tried to live like a Christian. People are nicer. They're nicer than atheists. They don't want to treat you bad. Listen, how horrible is it when people will not take accountability for their wrongdoings and they don't care who they hurt in the process of getting power? This is the thing that pisses me off to no end. People that think, no, when I die, I've got the answer for this. Whether it's true or not, that is the best way to live. It's the best way to live. Is this is you does explain you in a nutshell at one point. If your life you were an atheist, now you're longer. Okay, now no longer in any of this. Hold on. Is this you? Does this explain you in a nutshell? At one point in your life, you were an atheist, and now you're no longer in this, but a believer. Yes, that explains me very, very well. Who's there? Thank you, Honeybee. Thank you, Elliot. You know ball. I won't say ethnicity of the doctor. I won't say the ethnicity of the doctor. What did I miss here? Oh, hold on. I'm missing something here. What up, N4? Hold on. What am I missing here? Hold on. Knock, knock. Who's there? Say who's there. Yo, who? You who? You who? I think that's where you're going with it. Yeah, listen. So you got a lot of explaining to do. I love the world. Yo, mama. Dun, 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 dun. You got a lot of explaining to do in life. And when you realize, I worked in the movie industry for 15 years, and you realize that people twist stuff and say things and they want to build storylines and just say, keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. Like you leave a cliffhanger. A lot of scientists, atheist scientists, will tell you that they're almost there. Just a couple million more dollars and a couple more years, and I'll prove that there's no God. Okay, I'm even closer now. So just a couple more $1 million and a couple more years, and I'll prove there's no God. We were almost there. We're just $6 million, and that's all they do, and they just keep doing it over and over and over. They've got zero proof, zero. And it wasn't until I had time to actually look into it, actually talk to, dude, the best people to talk to are atheist scientists that are now XYZ religious, whatever religion they follow, and talk to them and say why. And they say, because they're all liars. And you look in your Bible and it says the devil is a deceiver, and you realize they're just deceiving you for power. They just want you to look to them for the answers rather than something else. When you no longer need to look towards a human, all of your money and everything else can go into making your life and your family's life better instead of some politician or some doctor or whatever. You've got the information. Just ask for it. And I think that's when people say pray for it when they pray for knowledge. When you pray for knowledge, you get the knowledge. How do you get the knowledge? Well, it might just be fake. It might just say, I want knowledge. But when you put yourself in the mode, when you wake up in the morning and you say, I want the knowledge, you're going to start looking for it. Even if it's just that human motivation, if it's the chemical reactions in your brain that motivates you, you'll get the knowledge. And now it may not be God delivering the knowledge into your brain, but does that matter? I don't want it to be a lie. You're listening to lies all the time. I remember an atheist replying to the kind of mindset, you would rather live a whole life a lie because rather, right, but he wants you to keep looking to him for the truth. He wants to be your God. Can't atheists just be people who don't have any interest? So those are agnostics. Atheists are the opposite of theists. Agnostics say, I don't know, and I don't know if I can ever know. They basically, they're disinterested. Atheists are their own religion. Absolutely, they're anti-God. Then they disprove the Shroud of Turin. They can't explain it. They can't. Right. That was all a bunch of right. It's a challenge as a parent navigating faith-filled life with your children when the world is so against that. Right. So what I try to do. And that's why my channel is called 110th Grade. I want to teach people what they didn't learn in high school and college, no matter what you took. We can talk physics, we can talk chemistry, we can talk religion, we can talk politics, whatever. I have a very good grasp on a lot of things, and I learned how to learn. And working in the movie industry for so long, you see what storytellers are, and you can start when you realize what the art of storytelling is. You realize that you take a theory in science and then you have to sell that theory. It's just a question that you might have a little piece of evidence for, but there might be thousands of pieces of evidence against it, but you don't sell that. When you're selling your used car, you talk about how fast it is. You don't talk about how it knocks when it runs or it overheats every 6 minutes. And that's the problem. They're salesmen. They just sell you their theory. And the thing is, they say that you won't learn anything. No. If you can be a great, and like I said here, the scientists, 65% of Nobel winners identify overall many as they're religious. So they're getting knowledge faster than the atheists. What are the atheists doing? They're not succeeding. They're teaching. They're back in the school system teaching other kids to think into a wall the same way that they did. And they're not succeeding. They're not helping the world. You got there's a Paul Gauguin painting at the corner, says, where do we come from and where are we? And well, hold on. Let me look it up here. Paul Gauguin painting. What am I doing here? There we go. It's corner. It says, where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? All of which I found in religion. Yeah, right. That's the thing. And when you don't go around wondering, like, even if you just decide to believe, then all the other questions of, am I this? Am I that? Am I that? None of that matters. None of that matters anymore. And your brain can be used on other stuff. You see all these people that act so smart, but they're so dumb because they Okay, let's see. Where do we come from? Oh, there we go. 1897. Paul Gauguin, Tahiti, during a time of personal crisis, considered artistic spiritual, symbolizing life circle of Beth. Read left from right to left. Oh, meeting a girl, having a baby, eating, and then and then finding his spirituality. I guess go right. Okay. Just before you and my friend. Fair point. I believe he was critical. If it's false, it doesn't matter because it's better. No, I agree. I agree. That's what he said. I agree. That's what he said. Yeah. I agree. It's less unknowing and more towards just not caring. Right. That's called agnosticism. You just don't care. I don't care either way. I don't think it can be proven, so I don't care. I don't care if there's a God, and I don't care if there's not a God. Yeah, that's called agnosticism. But that you'll have a life event that will change you. That you'll say you'll see some supreme evil, and you'll either be convinced that there can't be a God because there's so much evil, and then you'll become an atheist. But agnostics end up one way or the other in my life. I teach my children to be leaders and be bold to stand forward with their faith, regardless of who's around them. That's different. Right. Absolutely. 100%. Listen, people that don't want to help you represent your faith, those are people you don't want to be around. But they're my best friend. No, they're not. The Bible is the truth. No one dies for a lie. That's right. Listen, when you really look into what happened to these people, what happened, like they said, look, we're going to skin you. We're going to peel all the flesh off your body and dump salt on you while we're doing it, unless you just say that, no, Jesus is not God. And they got tortured and killed instead of just saying, no. What's the percentage of people who are Christian? No. Percentage of Christians in America. 62 to 65%. Yeah, listen, you're still in school, Elliot. You're still in atheists high. You can't ask your teachers for this. You have to ask yourself. You have to look around. You have to understand. You do what I did. Just start looking into all the sciences to try to prove there's not a God, but never take off the table that it's possible that there is. And you'll start seeing fantastical stuff. When I learned to engineer stuff and build stuff, and then I see how complex a lot of the motors and stuff are inside of our bodies and inside of bacteria, and when you start to learn chemistry and you learn how to keep everything so pure to just do anything, and then you hear these people say, no, it was just a puddle in the side of the ocean and life came from that. No, it didn't. And now we even know, like just the past couple of years, we found out that RNA can only survive 4 hours. If it's not completed within 4 hours of building the backbone of RNA, it dissolves. So you've only got 4 hours. You don't have billions of years. What up, Catra? I also noticed more of their friends claiming they're atheists. Right, because it's cool. Listen, atheist Democrat is cool. It's cool. It's cool. If you're an atheist Democrat, you're the cool kid. Religion is for people who don't have answers and was invented for that person. That's exactly the opposite. And I just proved that here. 65% of Nobel Prize winners are Christians. Elliot, people that are evil are telling you those things. Religion is interesting. I was raised Christian, though I've grown into agnosticism mostly. It wasn't that there can't be higher power. I just chose to listen to no, wait, that's absolutely fine. Catch, listen, I was in the same boat. It's not until you start to have time to say, okay, now let's actually figure this stuff out. Because we don't spend time doing that. We don't spend time. Most people don't go to Bible study and stuff. Like most people don't have time to but the problem, when I started working in the movie industry, when you had people that would come to make commercials and media, you see that they're just liars. They don't know. They don't care. They just want to say what's going to sell more. And if you can keep people coming back to you for the answers rather than to a religion, then you can make more money off of them. Liars make poor martyrs. That's right. What up, Zara? What up? But why? Richard, did you understand me because you said it was your main point, or did you mean that main point consent? convinces you to be open-hearted. Hold on, brother. Hold on. I believe in God, and it's okay if other people don't, but nobody will convince me that God exists. Right, yeah, and you can't convince me. Absolutely, you can't convince me. And the problem is nobody can prove to you that God doesn't exist. Why are you believing with them then when they tell you that he doesn't? If no one can prove that God doesn't exist, why would you believe them when they tell you that he doesn't? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, what we're saying. Okay, hold on, Throw. So Throw, what he was saying is even if it's fake, it's better to live like a Christian. And I said I agree with that. What did I miss here? The science atheists use double standard. We have empirical evidence or reason towards existence of higher power. And they're like, nah, that's not scientific. I agreed with that too. Am I missing something here, Throw? I think we're just passing each other in the street. I think we're on the same exact page. People think religions are lame. The Bible's metal. Right, read it. Right. And the thing is, you have a bunch of people, kids, that'll tell you, oh, it's just fairy tales. But you read fairy tales. You read comic books. Why not read one that people have been reading for thousands of years? You know, listen, there's a reason people push you away from it. Exactly. If someone has the ability to convince you to believe what they want you to believe, you fall for anything. Right, I agree. How weird is YouTube? I sub to your channel and they like shutting off my notifications for your channel. This is the only one that happens to be faith-based channels. I've been unsubbed before you. I've been unsubbed before you too. Hold on, what? Now, how weird is YouTube? I sub to your channel and they like shutting off my notifications. That's definitely true. Oh, for my channel. This is the only time it happens to be faith-based. I've been unsubbed before you too. Oh, from me, unsubbed. Wow. Yeah. Listen, I'm truth-based. Okay, in medicine, in supplementation, in mental health, in politics. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'll vote for a Republican. I can't find a Democrat that I'd vote for currently. But I would. I'm not. I don't have no side. If I find a God-fearing Democrat ever, and he follows my values, he'll get my vote. So yes, I in a world full of lies, you've got to spend more time finding the truth. You have to press the little notification. No, they actually said the other day that there's too much. There's hundreds of millions of videos uploaded every day, so they can't send notifications to everybody, even if you're notified. I'm pretty young. My spiritual affiliation is up in the air, and I accepted that. I trust my instincts, treat people kindly, and definitely believe that there's someone behind the human eye. Right, brother, Cat, listen, you'll get there. You just need time, and I understand that. That's why this is why I don't understand people that are like, oh, you're not part of my community, then get out. And this is what I like about Christians and stuff, is that they're like, hey, you'll figure it out. It's cool, and I'm here to talk to. Talk whenever you want to talk. And if you don't want to talk about religion, let's talk about frickin' nuclear radiation and science. And that's the way it should be. It's easy to find good people and bad people, and as you navigate the world and you find more and more good people have faith as a backbone, they're very scared to admit it, but the world gets better when you start when you have a framework for life, when you have a framework that you can reference, when you have a framework that you can reference, life gets easier. When you have those questions, who am I? What am I? You can find the answers that have been written down for thousands of years that may give you an answer that thousands and thousands, a billion some odd people follow around the world. And how are they doing in life? Like, what do you, and this is an interesting thing too, but most people, it's not even a second thought. It's not even a second thought. God is, and it's not that I understand that churches can be very off-putting, and I can understand that the people that represent religions can be very off-putting. You don't need to follow any of that. You know, but it's good to when your friends and everything's going crazy in life, and you can go and you can be like, why? And then you go to a great book that's been written for a long time, and it's got a whole list of, okay, comfort when you are in trouble, cure of worry, strength for your faith, The golden text, inspiring words for the bereaved, for people that are going through grief. Message to those who are in doubt, who you should open up to, what to do in crisis, how to forgive people, how to represent your victories. Vitamins for the soul, how to cure ignorance, how to stop being inconsistent, how to stop being ungrateful. And it's like there's a whole multi-thousand-year-old book that's got all this knowledge in it. And it's like, instead of you wondering and having to go ask random people or ask, you can find that knowledge. It's how to grow up. And you don't have to believe that but there's a great book of knowledge that has all answers to most of life's questions in it. And listen, even if it's all fake, it's great to follow, because it gives you, that's all no longer going to be in your head. Now you know any problems you have, as soon as I get home, I'll have an answer to that. So let me conquer any other issue. Let me get my community together, my businesses together, whatever, all that, all the other depression and crap is all you have an answer for it. Why can't I? Yeah, it's a good foundation. Richard, I was commenting on the mindset, if it's false, it doesn't matter because it's better. Yes. I thought, right. I was saying I agree. I thought that's what we were talking about. Yeah, I agree. Even if it's false, it's better to live like it's true. Or yeah, I think that's what we're saying. Yeah. G generator, Brahma, O observer, Vishnu, D destroyer, Shiva, God. What up, Pank? Telling the truth's crazy, the world full of lies. Yeah. And that's my brand. That's my brand. And so, hold on one second. That's my brand. I want people to be able to come here for the truth. And if they want to talk about religion, we can talk about religion. But if you want to talk about anything else in the world, we can talk about it too. The Bible is the most epic book I've ever read. How could you ever read another book and even come close to its deep? Every time you read another layer of deep is being revealed. And this is one thing that's so kick-ass, and people that haven't read it will never understand. It's like it changes. It's like when you read it, every time it's something that you've missed or that means something to you or what you're going through. Like the words change, like what, that wasn't there last time type thing. It's very, very interesting. And maybe that's just the way we educate ourselves. I won't let myself live in an illusion. I'm stubborn to have proof beyond anything. I'm stubborn. Of being raised a Christian made me feel like I was a Christian just being birthed or something. If I'm a Christian, I want to be by my choice. I hope to study multiple religions. Yes. So, that's exactly what I did. But you look at these books, these holy books from the main top three religions, and they're hefty, and they take a year to get through, well, not all of them, but yes, and it takes a lot of time. But it's when you need it, when you're at your wit's end, then you're going to start reading and be like, okay. This stuff happened to this people. This is what they did to take care of it. This happened to this person. This is what they did to take care of it. And things start to work together. But we're busy. I understand that. Absolutely. Don't follow Christ. You don't need any you don't just, don't follow Christ. You don't need to church. You can pray from anywhere. Right. Just follow Christ is what I was hoping you would say. Typo. Follow. Right. Yeah. Toyota, I think AI autocorrect does that on purpose. I think it does too. AI atheist confirmed. If someone proved to me that Christ is outside the truth, and that the reality is reality, the truth, we're outside of Christ, then I should prefer to remain with Christ rather than without. Rather than the truth, right? If the truth is outside of Christ, exactly right. Dostoevsky. The devil made me do it. I honestly think the Bible is boring. It is! A lot of it is hard to get through. The Old Testament's got some fire and brimstone and whatnot, but yeah, it's hard to get through. But life is hard, and life is boring. It's life. It's black bandana, sweet Louisiana. The apostles were gangster. Yes. Have you ever heard the Bible reads you as you read it? Yes. And this is what I try to tell people. Truth, brother. I try to tell people, don't read it looking for answers. Let it talk to you. Let it talk to you. And don't try to find yourself in it. Just read it and read the words off the page. Even just like, get the words in your eyeballs. Okay, Richard, let me read a quote. Would you rather live your whole life on a false belief because it's better? Yes. If you don't know it's false, yes. I would rather live my life if it was a better way to live. Yes. The book Life of Pi asks the question: if there's two versions of the truth, would you choose to believe in the more interesting version? Life of Pi asks the question: if there's two versions of the truth, would you choose to believe the one that's more interesting? You know, that's a good analytical question. The more here's the problem with me. I mean, I think it's a cool question to ask because obviously it stuck with you. The line stuck with you, so it's a pretty cool question. But there's only one truth, right? And when you choose a path, when you're on a path, you know, when you're driving and you know you're going to work and you've done it 700 times and you don't even realize you've passed the exits and everything, and you're just like, here's my exit, and you're on autopilot. Getting the hard parts, the mental parts of life out of the way as early in life as possible so that you can take on the other stuff is really, really reassuring. And that's why I'm hyped. I mean, I've never been this hyped for the future. I was waiting to die in my 20s and 30s. I never thought, it wasn't until I got to the point where I was like, yeah, let's take over the world. Let's do it. And now, I'm excited. Like I'll stream to one person. I'll talk whatever, and everything will work out. I'm just keeping my doors open. And it's so interesting to be in my position, because I get to communicate with so many people from all around the world, from so many religions, and so many people have so much stuff in common. Now, it makes sense because they follow certain religions, and you would expect that. But it's outside the extra religious stuff, the things that happen in people. Most people are dealing with the same stuff, the same. And I think that's why books like the Quran and the Bible are easy to follow, because people just want a guide, and then a guide, and knowing that you can take on life and someone is guiding you. Now, whether you want to believe that that's a freaking invisible fairy wackadoodle in the sky, or if it's God or whatever, the point is your mindset is what matters. You can choose a successful mindset where you don't have to hurt anybody and you can still help the world. Or you can choose to hurt everybody in your path and enrich yourself. I choose to see how many people I can take with me rather than how many people I can drown with me. But religious framework should be such, that religious framework should be such that you see God in every living being, and you must respect each being. Such framework where someone says, or boom. Right? No, I agree. I agree. One of the great parts about it is that you don't want to treat people bad because they are your spiritual brothers and sisters. And you should not treat people like shit. And people will come around. You know, it's like you have atheists. Like, people turn atheists to religious every day. I tried to read the Bible. My ADHD sucks. So much reading struggle. Let me learn the regular book. Cat. Vitamin B12. Let me show you this real quick. B12 deficiency and B12 deficiency and inattentiveness. B12 deficiencies. All right. Okay, hold on. B deficiency and ADHD. ADHD. Okay, vitamin B12 deficiency is frequently observed in individuals with ADHD. Studies indicating that lower B12 correlate with more severe symptoms, including inattention and hyperactivity, because B12 is essential for central nervous system function. Maintaining adequate levels is crucial to maintain and manage neurodevelopmental symptoms. Lower serum shows higher homocysteine levels, but yes, You might have ADHD, but why can you not have ADHD and be what you want to be? You probably also have, like me, a B12 deficiency along with ADHD. Life of Pi was so boring. I think I saw it. I read the Quran and the Talmud and the Holy Bible is a no-brainer. Jesus is the holy truth. Sorry, guys, I've been moonlighting on another channel. That was witty enough for investment. Now I freaking dig the Old Testament. It's going. That's what I grew up on. Yeah, I love it too. What up, Baron? Guys, subscribe so you can get me a BBL. What up, Penguin? All right. We went in deep with God's love. I believe kissing and cuddling. I do too. He loves femboys. I didn't believe God after I went through my experience. It was face everywhere. I couldn't deny it. Yeah, I'm right there with you too. Two truths can exist. They don't contradict each other. That's true. Yes, some spiritual experiences are so transformative. There's no going back. No, there's no going back. Because the problem is you've experienced something, and then you have people that say, "Well, I've never seen God." Okay, well then why are you talking to me about there not being no God? Because I've never seen one. Well, you're 16. And what have you been through? Your parents told you to go to your room because you didn't do your homework? That's what life issues you've had to deal with? Yeah, it scared the hell out of me. I have fans at all my work, but you guys are the best. Angel, God, it still blows my mind how every divinely guided events in my life are perfectly, and it's amazing how things work out, but you have to live in integrity and with the truth. That's right. Perfectly timed. Yes. B12 again. B12. I'm telling you, it changed my life. This big vitamin sponsor, you're saying, I'm trying to get a sponsorship right now, actually. Rick, I'm telling you, I'm trying. Adeline, stop yelling at me. Make a shirt that says you have ADHD to try B12. Well, it says here, it says here that, hold on. Should ADHD patients get their B12 checked? Yes, ADHD patients should consider getting their vitamin B12 levels checked, as deficiencies can mimic, worsen, or co-occur with ADHD symptoms. Lack of fatigue, lack of focus, brain fog. Research indicates that low B12 is associated with higher risks of inattention, anxiety, and depression with children, while supplementation may improve cognitive function. If you've got ADHD and you know it causes you to say, wow, I can't read all this stuff, everything, you should be able to have ADHD and function in life good. What a effing day. What up, B2B? I have OCD, ADHD, but my OCD is now CDO and my ADHD is ADD because I need to alphabetize. Yeah, I need to. There's the best YouTuber to shit between a pair of shoes. There's the best YouTuber to shit between a pair of shoes. So you have a better quote. If you think you have ADHD, then try B12. Yep. Yeah, listen. I've been prescribed all the pills, all of them, and I took a lot of them. My friends took a lot of them too. The only thing that helped anything was B12. The only thing that helped with my ADHD, and then what was left, D3. And yes, I'm going to look for a sponsor. I've actually already contacted the companies that I use, because if I can get you guys a discount on it and I can help get me $3 or whatever it is, then kick ass. And I'll push it because it's life-changing. It's more life-changing than any other pill any doctor will give you. And this is why they don't give it to you. If you don't need to go get a prescription filled for your ADHD because you're taking your vitamins, now that I switched careers, my ADHD is gone. I'm super stressed, toxic environment. Dude, that's rough stuff, dude. I've got some merch right now. I've got shirts and stuff. But B12 merch, so let me see. They said 3 days. Stop doing that. Whoa. Let's see, mail. Let's see. Pure bulk, not Health Natura. Okay, dear Richard, your W-9 form was successfully submitted. You can download a copy here. Receiving. Okay, thank you. A member of our team will respond in 2 to 3 business days. Okay, so yeah, I haven't gotten back. So hopefully 2 to 3 business days. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So hopefully within the next 2 days. Yeah, not a good idea. Right, but why do we trust them? They say, go ahead. Let me listen to your heartbeat. Let me tell you. Listen, but like we don't understand that when a doctor says you have a chemical imbalance without testing any chemical levels, they're lying to you. They're lying to you in a way because obviously what chemicals? Maybe your B12 is low, but you know what? When your B12 is low, you know what we can make a lot of money on? Here's some Adderall. And then B12 merch could have been tough to sell. Well, hey, we'll see. But yeah, I want to look. I'm 49 years old, and people ask me all the time. They're like, you got freaking coke, dude? You got meth? No, I don't do any of it. I do B12, D3, K2, MK7. Thoughts? I don't. Yeah, I tell everybody to get off of them. I was on Paxil and Prozac as a youth because of my ADHD. All of the need went away after in my 40s when I got on B12. I take 2 vitamins every day, B12 and D3. I just took my D3. I put it on my wrist, and then B12 under the tongue. That's it. I don't need any more. I don't. All this stuff. Everybody's all depressed about. Oh, the government's gonna make me not be trans. No. You can do whatever you want. You're depressed. So here's the problem. Check this out. And this is one thing, especially if you're on antidepressants. I drink too much and do. People are easily convinced a man wearing a lab coat. Yeah. I'm wearing a freaking. Damn. No problem, Common. No problem. I'm here to help. Serotonin, SSRIs, and B12 absorption. Okay. They do not. They do not have well documented negative interactions with B12 absorptions. Suggests antidepressants may contribute to nutrition depletion, including B12. So do you ever know how when you go? Do you know how when you go to the doctor and they say they put you on antidepressants and they say if it gets worse we'll put you on another one to go on top of that one. It's because it's robbing your body of the nutrients that your body needs as precursors to make dopamine and serotonin. Look, B12 is a crucial vitamin for nerve tissue health, brain function, and blood cell synthesis, myelin sheath, cognitive functions, tingling tobacco. Where's that? Okay, deficiency, fatigue, weakness, numbness and tingling in hands and feet, memory problems, depression, poor balance. Mainly in vegans and vegetarians because they don't get any real B12. They get the fake stuff, the cyanocobalamin. All major early Hindu texts are much older than the New Testament, but the Rig Veda is the oldest religious text in the New World part of the Old Testament. The Rig Veda is mainly a collection of 1,828 hymns that focus on nature, worship, rituals, cosmic questions, and early spiritual ideas. Thankfully, I avoid getting depression diagnosis. Antidepressants scare me also. ADHD meds never work for me well. Cat, do me a favor. Go to the store, spend $6 and get methylcobalamin, vitamin B12, not cyanocobalamin, methylcobalamin. Do it tomorrow, and by tomorrow night's stream, you're going to be thanking me. I guarantee it. I lost my TV remote. I love brain talk and giving. This is serious. Okay, hold on. B12. Okay. All right. B12 cobalamin is essential for synthesizing. So you need it to synthesize it to maintain neurotransmitters that regulate mood, cognition, nerve function, serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, and melatonin. If you can't sleep and your doctor says you're depressed, they're going to give you an SSRI or something. It's not typically that. If you're not depressed because you see somebody shot, your parent, somebody died, your dog died, if you're depressed for no reason, it's usually because, theoretically, because you have low B12. And the government has been telling us we need 2.4 micrograms. I take 200,000 times that. And that's just one tablet, and that's just how it serves. And you can take much, much, much more than that. I remember a friend of mine going to the doctor because he had swelling in his throat area. He saw 3 different doctors. Each one gave him different diagnoses. Yeah, whatever they can sell him. One recommended an expensive surgery. Another prescribed expensive medication. And the last one said it was a fluid-filled lump that would go away in 2 months. What up, Shiraj? Man, the profile picture on top right screen is crazy. Dun, 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 dun. How are you, Shiraj, brother? Are there natural sources of the vitamin? Yes, absolutely. But it's the problem is you won't be able to absorb them with other stuff that you take. You can't get the shit that's in our food and water, the chlorine, the fluoride that's in our water, stop absorption. If you smoke cigarettes or weed or anything, the cyanides in the gas convert cobalamin to cyanocobalamin, the non-active version of B12. You supplementation, an American diet without supplementation is suicide. Mark my words. That's Johns Hopkins researcher said that in like 1980s. Strontium 90 will sort that. Yeah, you can buy raw vitamins from any health store. Yes. I get mine bulk, except for my B12. I get my other vitamins bulk. Just they don't have nothing in them but the vitamin, and I measure them out myself. I used to take melatonin, but my psychiatrist said it's not good to take it every night, so I stopped taking it. Right. So you're sleeping great now. Okay, good. Sleep hygiene personally. Take B12 methylcobalamin tomorrow and tell me if you can do it tonight. Take it tonight and tell me how you feel tomorrow. It's going to change your life, especially if you don't have a reason for being on it. And the problem is your body should be making melatonin. If you need melatonin, you need melatonin. You don't need it from some company. You need your body to make it, but it's got to have the precursors to make it. Doing good, brother? Yeah. I got to do your search. I got to search. You're right, doctor. Be your own doctor. Be your own doctor. Look, if I don't see blood or bone, I'm not going to a doctor. I go to a lab. I get my blood drawn 4 times a year. Have you ever heard of Red Bad Pharmacy? What up, Alicia? Yes, I think I have. Facts, I'm anti-therapist if you fix your own brain. Right, yes, listen, before you go to any therapist or anything, make sure you're not deficient in anything. If you... Please, feedback. It's difficult to read the chat when you're displaying the text on the screen. Sorry. If you can't fix your own brain, right? Hello, Alicia. Long time no see. We can get melatonin by being in the sun. Yeah. 2 hours. Making it happen, Shiraj. Making it happen. But yeah, so it's when, and this is what I'm talking about. When you learn what makes what, when you go on rabbit holes, when you say, okay, I need melatonin, say, well, why isn't my body making melatonin? Who asks that? Me, I ask that. But when you say, why does melatonin work? Why do I take melatonin pills to go to sleep? Melatonin, your body's not making enough melatonin. What makes melatonin in my body? Well, you need B12, B1, B3, C, calcium. Okay, well, let's try taking some of that. You know? Yeah. The problem is the drug companies are a company, and they don't want you to take a pill and be better. They want you to take a pill and need another pill, and need another pill, and need another pill. They want to make you a forever customer. I don't smoke or drink. Besides such, what are the main culprits? How affordable diet? $6 a month. What state do you live in, Kat? Or what country or whatever. If I don't see blood and bones, they ain't gonna do it. Richest on a debit. Far Cry 3, healthcare. What a savage. I'm going to work. See you later. All right, Cora. Yeah, what state are you in, Cat, or country? Are you Canada? By the way, my brother calls me a nerd by reading nonfiction books like science books. He essentially goes by ignorance is bliss, but I see him deteriorating every day. Yeah. All right, well, I'll just do my state, okay? Okay, here. These are like month supplies. All right, $11.99, $13, $6. $6 for 30 capsules. That's 2,000 micrograms. I take 5,000, and I take one every day. And more Kroger down here for $4.99. But if you want the good stuff, I get the liquid. It's got the least stuff in it. Mine are sublingual methylcobalamin. Yeah, and that's it. It ain't expensive. It's cheap, and it'll change your life, and you'll be pissed off that you never thought about it. Long time no see, throw away. Ignorance is bliss for fools. For fools. For fools. He drinks beer, smokes cigarettes, weed, plus works as passive. He needs some help, man. Yeah, it sucks. Look, and people drive their own life. They drive their own life. You got to decide. Listen, people don't think of their bodies as temples. And you have to understand that you're given a gift. Just like when somebody gives you a car, you got to know when to put oil in it and gas in it and change the tires and change the brakes. Your body's the same way. You can learn to do all that stuff yourself. You don't have to. The reason you have a headache isn't a lack of Tylenol in your bloodstream. If you, she loves the profile pic, Alicia. If you don't dare to look at the void, then you're not ready for it. Look back at you. There you go. Yeah, we'll make the world a better place, one person at a time. It's going to change your life. Is it better to be hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie? It's better to be hurt by the truth. Listen, I fail first. You need, if you're comforted by a lie, you will never get anywhere in life. People lie to you to take advantage of you. There's really no reason to lie to somebody unless you're taking advantage of them. I've always been the black sheep of the family, despises my dad, who's a science editor. He despises. He's always been the black. Oh, he despises. Always the black sheep of the family and despises. Okay, it's mental to think otherwise. My psychiatrist gave me a reasonable time frame when I can go off anxiety meds. There's a good chance I won't need them after all that. Yeah. You won't. I'm telling you. Okay, I can't promise anything, obviously. I've been you. I've been there. I've been through it all. I've been through this. I've been on the benzodiazepines. I've been on Klonopin. I've been on Xanax. I've been on Valium. I've been on Lexapro. I've been on Prozac. I've been on Paxil. And none of it worked. The thing, a lot of the times, it's low D3. If you don't get into the sun enough, it's low D3. And the reason a lot of these pills work is because they say they'll take 4 to 6 weeks to work. That's because it'll be spring. If it's winter and you don't feel good because you're not getting any sun, then you go to the doctor and you get on these pills. And in 4 to 6 weeks, the sun's out again and you're outside and you're like, wow, I'm feeling better. It's not because of the pills. But I don't know. I don't want to give you medical advice. I just want to tell you that it's so cheap, it's so inexpensive that it doesn't make any sense to not try. And it's just B12. You can't take too much of it. It's water soluble. You'll just pee it out. And if it makes your life better, it makes your life better. If it doesn't, don't take it anymore. Yeah, withdrawals are rough, especially off those benzos. 7 layers of hell. Yep. White bottle. Is that what you have? Siraj? Update, Richard. I've been waiting on the wife. I found out I got plenty of room to extra seat activities. I can stretch the lay down. There you go, brother. I think a good portion of people in this chat like science. Since Richard is scientific. I think so too. I do. And listen, this is the thing. Science explains how the world works. It explains how your body works. We offload us having to take the time to learn it, to say, okay, this guy's got a degree on his wall. He obviously knows it. I concur. Yeah, look, it's so freaking awesome. It's so unbelievably awesome. The fact that we're here and how our body works. What up, Mo Lester? Like casually or in college? Biology casually here in college. Yeah, mechanical. Yeah, I'm a fan. Mechanical engineering. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to be a beautiful month. It's going to be a beautiful month in a couple of days. Gotta prepare. Get yourself ready, Throw, brother. Thanks for hanging out, my friend. Yeah, I've got the time. I've got the time to help people as best I can. Favorite Jackie Chan movie besides Rush Hour? Drunken Tiger? No, Drunken Master. Drunken Master. Molester. You're in Wisconsin. Okay. Armor of God. What up, Peter Toth? Paratosh. All right. Okay, whatever. Wisconsin. Okay, Wisconsin. All right. Yeah, I mean it's still $7, $8, $13, $17, $40, $8. But methylcobalamin, not cyanocobalamin. My major, and this is a problem too. So you might go and say B12, and it's cyanocobalamin because it's dirt cheap, but it's not the active form of methylcobalamin. It's not the active form of cobalamin. It doesn't work. My major was bio, but I ended up going into the medical field as a nurse. I get paid less than my brother who only has a GED. Yeah, I get a GED. Wisconsin is hella good cheddar. Drunken Master was an amazing movie. I still get kicks from when he first introduced the man saying, "Rain." Are you good at impressions? Some impressions. I can't do Trump or frickin' Kamala, or I can't do Elon Musk. I can do the guy from Lord of the Rings. Oh my precious. Oh my precious. My precious. That's crap, Alicia. My psychiatrist, thankfully, is nice and clear and clearly isn't catering to the corporate brands. Good. I only need the medication. Okay, yep, all right. Then you're good. If you're good, you're good. If you're good, you're good. I'm not going to try to push anything on you. I can't believe my wife has abandoned me like this. Don't trigger me. I quit drinking. Yeah, Lamb can do impressions. Like Bunsen Honeydew. Bunsen Honeydew. My name is Bunsen Honeydew. I could do an impression of your mom last night. College is such a scam, but I'm here, so bad. Yeah, brother, it's a scam. It's a scam. 100%. I mean, unless you're going to be a lawyer or a doctor, there ain't no, and not in today's climate. Space Cowboy, I'm sorry to hear that, but most single girls are always looking for men. Mostly. Yeah, mostly. For the fake rich. All right, let me see. Let's get a text message here. My mom had me do a bunch of therapy from the emotional aspect. I find it pretty useless for me, but I did learn a lot about my ADHD and my brain work. What did I find helpful? Listen. I want to show you something here. Okay. The RDA, the recommended daily allowance of vitamin B12 is 2.4 micrograms. I take 5,000 micrograms. If you take a multivitamin, if you take whatever and you think you're getting what your body actually needs, especially if you're on a pharmaceutical that most... What was the one you were on again, Katra? Apple versus Yapple. I love me a nerdy man. Oh, shit, I'm here for you, girl. You know. I would say that therapy, if possible, though. They want you to come back. It's their whole deal. Right. Yes. Listen. The most, if it's not because... And if they keep digging, they can find something. Oh, my dad yelled at me once because I painted on my wall. Oh, my God, that's a trauma. We'll work through it next time. That'll be $100. Now it's a bunch of crap. Diddy overload. Diddy on your face. Don't threaten me with a good time. And now that I'm old enough to pay, I'm not going back because it's money out of my own pocket. Yes, listen, most people don't need it. Most people, when you have something come up in life, frickin' Shiraj, when you have something come up in life and you're healthy, it's just like, oh, that's kind of a pain in the ass. But if you're not healthy, it seems insurmountable. But that's because your body can't produce the mood-changing chemicals that your brain needs. The boss lady is still in France, but she's coming back soon. She told all of us to redecorate the cafe. Store opens at 9, but she wants me to go to work at 6. Yeah, nice. Not a threat. It's a date. And I know a lot of people that won't take my advice because they don't want to be, look, I spent $10,000 on therapy. I'm not saying, listen, I'm saying take it and go to therapy. Take it and take it. Just look into it. Just look into it. I don't have a link for you to purchase it from. I don't get mine. You can buy it from any company you want, do whatever you want. I'm just saying, it helps so many people. Dude, you're high as shit. Look at this guy's freaking eyes. Hold on. Look at this guy's eyes. Hold on. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Too much of a commitment. I'm out of here. You got cab fare, girl? You got cab fare? Dude! Always the copyrighted freaking music. Lamb. Anybody else that wants to watch it can click over and rewatch it. I can't play it here. Beavis and Butthead. Now that I'm not drinking, my body will actually absorb nutrients. I feel amazing. Yeah. It's Uber now, Uncle. Do you recall why your stream is so laggy when your computer's... Brother, it's not... Is anyone else getting lag? I think it's you, dude. You need to reboot your router. Is anyone else getting lag? I'm glad for one of my therapists. She was not there. She was not there for me to keep coming back. She wanted to see me move on. Good. She moved my next therapist. I stopped going back too. She clearly wants me to come back, right? All right. Yeah, brother, I feel old too. OG. I feel like low key because she's super nice to men, especially older guys. If you guys meet, you'll become good friends with her. She's a good actor. Uber then. Uber me over. Tom Foster, do you think you'll ever go? Probably never. Listen, I'm very immature in my like fart jokes and actions and stuff. Luckily, I'm to the point where mentally, I'm very mature. I've got my priorities straight, but I like being a freaking jokester and whatnot. I wish you could find a kindred spirit. Yeah, I act like a child a lot. Absolutely, Tom. And you know what? Look, if you work, you act like an adult all day. I'm not going to act like a kid around kids, but when people we want to unwind or whatever, absolutely. But when it's time to freaking buckle down and be like, no, listen, you got to get yourself together. No, I got myself together really good. But yeah, I act like a kid. I agree, Tom. How you doing, my brother? Takes a child to know one there, Tom. It's not funny. We laugh at you, not with you. Yep. Okay. Me too. I act like I'm 12, but I always come out with lyrics of conversation. You smell like a child. It's like they want you to have problems. Don't let therapists pressure you to sharing your life. They came for help, not interrogation. Right, and that's absolutely what they do. Listen, they're taught to keep you coming back. They're taught to use the hook. They're taught to use the what's the thing they call it? Cliffhanger. They want to say, like once it gets right to the end, like they'll sit there and be quiet for 48 minutes, and then they'll say, well, what about this? And you'll be like, well, actually, I'm like, okay, we're out of time, but let's go over this next time. They do it on purpose. You got to find good people. I bet there's good therapists and bad therapists. What happened to the kid president? Which one? Tom has stinky energy. Does. Tom's got stinky energy. Show us your ceiling fan. I need to see the screws and swell piece that are attached to the ceiling fan design. But anyway, it spins. All right, here. Hold on. I'll help you out right now, ceiling fan brother. Hey, Rich, I want to share a video. Can't connect to Discord. Hold on 1 second. What do you think of movie Eyes Wide Shut? Brother, it's like real life. Tom isn't invited to the Diddy Welcome Home party. I just phoned him and told him to take your name off the list. I love it. If you went to a cafe and a boss lady paid the tab for your coffee and cake and asked you for your number, would you give her? Hell no. I'd give her a fake number. You good? What up, brother? Here you go. You want to see my ceiling fan? Hold on. Oh, I can do this. I got freaking electronics. I got electronics. I can do this. Refresh start. There we go. Oh. Phone. Ceiling fan. Oh, there we go. Ceiling fan. I would urge people that are seriously unwell to find help, but just wary of the therapist. No, absolutely. Listen, absolutely. If you're going through a crisis, absolutely. But if you get an appointment and it's a week down the road, See if there's a reason. If you're eating like shit, if you've been depressed for a month and you're eating candy bars and drinking soda, you've definitely got health issues. Yeah, I agree, though. Absolutely. I would say a psychiatrist is more effective than theirs. Right. I agree. Absolutely. 100%. Your name is on the wall, Zara. Solve my problems. Don't explain them. Your name is on the wall. In Richard's day, giving a fake number was classified as safe sex. Right. I'm an old head. Yeah. It takes a long time to learn a lot of things. And when you make a stand against, like, saying, okay, look, like, you realize you can only be lied to so much before finally you're like, oh, this doesn't seem right. And now that we can look into anything deep, and if you start to actually budget your time and you say, I'm going to put 1 hour a week into my health, and it's going to be whatever it is, 12 minutes a day, and you say, okay, boom, let's find out. This is what I feel bad about. This is how I don't feel right. What can cause this? How can I rectify this without a doctor? What vitamins and nutrients deficiencies could cause this? And then you look at your health and you say, or you look at your diet and you say, I eat like dog shit. And then you'll realize, well, let's straighten that out first. I got 5 days, 7 days, 2 weeks till my doctor's appointment. Let's see what we can do in that amount of time. And I tell you, when you do the things that I'm telling you, and you realize that you've been fooled your whole life about this crap, everything gets better. You know you can have faith in yourself. I'm celibate till 3/20/27 on a spiritual quest. There you go. It's the best the freaking gets it. I get it. My friend Sammy, who transitioned to a male in 2020, but she detransitions back to a female now and I have a lot of hormonal issues. Yeah, listen, it's really, really rough. Female to male transition is really, really rough. Even though it was advertised that men and women's bodies are the same, it's just hormonal differences. Women have a smaller voice box. That's why they don't have Adam's apples. But when you start taking testosterone, your voice, vocal cords thicken. But you don't have enough room for that in your small little girly voice box. So then when you talk, if you talk low, you gotta talk low. Because if you try to say, hey, you can't. They can't vibrate. It hits the walls of your larynx and it causes pain. So then you have to get laser surgery to take care of that. You're just a forever patient. This is a very specific date. It looks like I'm hanging out. March is my birthday month. I'm out, but take it easy, PSR. It's not me, it's you. Sorry, but this isn't gonna work. And I borrowed $10 for a numero. I freaking love you, OG. Her voice is it can't be. Her vocal cords will not fit in her voice box, in her larynx. It doesn't work. And this has been known since the 60s. We have right. They're just smaller, right. But I meant why men have protruding Adam's apples. The voice box is larger. So when testosterone thickens your vocal cords, and women's voice boxes do not have the room for thick vocal cords. So then if you could do search demonic therapist. That's right. Robert's a good one. Good man, good person, good guy. He understands. Get the freaking nutrition straight. I feel like a man on the insides. I'll be your man. Sorry. She also has male pattern baldness and so is depressed. Yeah. Listen. If you have the chance to go to a doctor and you tell them that you're the different gender, they're going to say, you're a forever patient. Let's just get started. Even if you detransition, you're a forever patient. It doesn't matter. The whole point is, and I get yelled at all the time, why do you need hormones? I'm a girl. Okay, you're a girl. Kick ass. I'll call you Jenny. I'll call you she, her. But why take hormones? Because they'll make me a girl. But you're already a girl. Because I got to pay somebody. Okay? Baby, come back. Baby, come back. You can't blame it all on me. I used to be a man in a woman's body, but then I was born. That's right, crying fish. I remember the exact year because she was making a big deal about it. Obviously, she regrets it now. No, yeah. You're demonic. Somebody's demonic. BMX is not our fault. You're lame. What up, Julio? Lame. What's up, Kim? You want to feel I don't know what the equivalent of being agnostic is about gender, but I'm whatever I am. I don't care. Whatever pronouns is fine. Right. Like so if you're a friend of mine, I'm going to tell you everything I know and let you make an informed decision. Same thing with tattoos. Same thing with drinking, doing drugs, whatever. Here's the positives and here's the negatives because they lie. The average person spends $20,000 to $30,000 a lifetime in medical care. The average trans patient spends $1.7 million. The doctors and the insurance companies know this. They would rather you spend $1.7 million than $20,000. It's that easy. Can't do that once estrogen, just eat a crab-loaded tofu. Say out the Game Boy Toucher. I need them more than you do. What do you need more? I don't care enough to change anything legally or physically because the stuff is hard and expensive. I'm happy with my body. Government calling whatever wants. Right. I don't care about none of that stuff. Listen. It's and it goes back to the same point. Most of these people don't feel right inside of their own bodies because their body's not right. It's usually the depression and stuff. It's why I've talked to hundreds of people that have transitioned and people that have detransitioned, and none of them have ever gotten vitamin and mineral levels tested ever, never. So they don't know if they're deficient or not. They when they have their monthly T levels or estrogen levels tested, that's what they test for. They don't say, oh, and your vitamin D is low. Or they don't say that. They don't even test for it. Because what happens if that takes care of your depression? You just lost a customer. You just lost what could have been $1.7 million over a $5 bottle of pills. Expensive AF. Females hormones. I'm straight up female. Yeah, right. Kim's got it. Catra. Mine is stressed. Shit. I'm glad I'm a man. What is stressed? Your female hormones? I'm a man and a woman, very nice. I'm a man and a woman, but I'm very nice. Hey. I have a friend who's trans, love her and accept them. Love and accept them, but if someone tells me their names and pronouns, sure, I'm not. That's right. So this is my whole thing. The problem isn't when you're trans. The problem is when you're an asshole. Listen, your life is everything to you, but your life isn't everything to me. I don't remember that, hey, you're doing this now and that now. For the past 15, 20, 30 years, I've known you as Jim. If you're Jennifer now, you can't expect me to remember that. I've dated girls and I've called on my ex-girlfriend's names after years. So yeah, and it's like, this is it, but they want to make it a problem. If you want to make it a problem, you're the one that's transitioning. You've got to help me transition to this new you. Yeah, no, you can beat me. What kind of vitamins do you recommend for depression? Not me, for Sammy. The two biggies. Vitamin B12 deficiency is strongly linked to depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. They all know it. But if they can get you on an anti-anxiety pill, you're never going to want to go off that because of your anxiety. You'll be afraid of your anxiety. The problem is, why don't they test this first? They know it. It causes fatigue, irritability, numbness, hinders serotonin synthesis. So they put you on serotonin reuptake inhibitors. I don't have enough serotonin in my brain. Here, take this pill that uses more of that. Instead of here, take some B12 and have your body make more of it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, PTSD. That's another one. Yeah, that's huge. Look right here. It can mimic PTSD. So you might not actually have PTSD. You might have a B12 deficiency that's mimicking, or you have PTSD and it's worse because you have a B12 deficiency. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. NHL lineup. We found her snatch. Testicles. Norma Stilts. Stits? Enormous tits and loose assholes. I tried 10 hot sauces without a reaction. You're broken. You're broken. A lot of magnesium. Yeah, well, you need B12 and D3 for a magnesium and calcium absorption. She also surprisingly changed her political views from radical left to center right. Yeah, everybody's going center right. I lost hair, all that. Oh, yeah, Kim. Depression and normal imbalances. Richie says Discord link is expires. You got a beautiful video. Sure you like it. All right, hold on. I'm also I'm on so many meds. Listen. I don't know if you heard what I just said about the average person spends $20,000 a lifetime on medical care. The average trans person spends $1.7 million. They want every dollar of that. Whether you detransition or transition, the things you've got to do is things that you can handle on your own. Make sure you're not deficient in anything. What hormones do is tell your body how to use things. If they don't have enough of something to use, you feel weird. And that's what disease is. Your body, disease is a compound word for dis-ease, not at ease with yourself. Yeah, but yeah, if you get blood tests, Kim, have them test your vitamin levels. Check for deficiencies. What do you recommendations for material? Of course, I'm on my mini press. Mini press. What up, self, brother? Yeah. That's a STD. Yeah, thickness matters more than length. You got to go side to side. One of my friends transitioned after I became friends with her. Her name changed, and she was pretty lenient with me and others switching their names. Yeah. And listen, you better be. You're the one that's changing the world up, you know. And the thing is, if it's not, it's like everything just changed. What do you mean? Everything just changed. I still got my whole life to deal with. The things that you're going through, I can't make front and center. I've got a freaking blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? This is a problem. It's got the transition has to be a transition. It used to take a year, but people want changes in a day. Like it used to be when my mother worked with a transsexual, transgender, whatever, back in the day they called them transsexuals. And that was fine. They came to the Christmas, she came to the Christmas party when she was a man, and as she transitioned for a year and just doing social transitioning and everything was fine. And this was freaking 40 years ago. It's always been fine. It's when people start yelling at each other that it wasn't fine. What am I landing on here? Taking vitamins again? A few years ago, I forgot her chosen name. It wasn't her birth name. Yeah, it happens. Sure. Yes. Cyanocobalamin and methylcobalamin. You want methylcobalamin. Cyanocobalamin's the non-active version. Yo, cable guy, how's your night going? Going good, brother. Okay, you have. Good. I'm so happy. My close friend has gone 4 days without smoking. I've never done any drugs, but I have an addiction. But I had an addiction to less harmful things. I'm so proud of our addiction. It's scary. Yeah. And listen, most addictions stem from vitamin deficiencies or cause them. And then the withdrawal, like cigarette withdrawal, that's huge because cigarette smoke converts cobalamin, B12, to cyanocobalamin, the non-active form of B12. So, I know I harp on it all the time, but I want you people to take it straight. Freddie can't touch this shit. How much longer you plan on stream? A couple more minutes, Joel. Okay, hold on. No, he said it was, hold on. Who's Billy Bong the Booty Man? Oh, there's Pank. Pank, if you're still there, I just accepted your friend request. Okay. Is it true that Jordan Peterson is going to pass away? I have no idea. I got no idea. I transitioned to a Portuguese man, and now I'm gay. There you go. Hey, John, welcome to the family. I worked with someone that transitioned to a girl, and we all thought she was a girl and super hot, and I was shocked, and I couldn't find out until after she quit. What, Kim, what? Someone play Stevie Ray Vaughan right now, jamming out. I can't play it. I can't play copyrighted music. But, okay, there we go. All right. So, I don't know about what drug you were talking about. I have zero sex drive. You ready for this? You see that, Cat? Vitamin B12 deficiency can significantly lower libido and reduce sexual desire to fatigue, mood swings, nerve damage, negatively impacts hormonal balance and blood flow. Correcting this deficiency with diet or supplements can restore energy levels and improve overall sexual function. I'm not playing with you. You're playing, Stevie. There's more to the story, but I'm gonna shut my mouth. Richard, you might write down. No, go on to it. That's fine. I'm gonna end up here in about 5 minutes. I got to eat something too. Do you believe the flat earth? You brought that up. That makes sense. The earth is round, and why is my dink toed in? You brought that up yesterday. You don't think I remember you? But yeah, I'm telling you, Kat, you sound like a prime candidate, for B12 deficiency, 100%. I really wish. I don't know how much more I can tell you to make you believe this. At least to look into it. Yeah, it'll change your life. It's unbelievable. But you talk about natural sources. Okay. Natural sources of B12. He's out of the hospital at home. His daughter, Michaela Peterson, came to 1960s. Better during his previous hospitalization. His recovery is slow and scary. It's fine. I won't join. Don't you leave in 5 minutes? Yeah. I probably. Okay. So, Cat. Natural sources: shellfish, clams and oysters, liver, fish, especially trout, salmon, and tuna, red meat, eggs, and dairy products. The foods provide the 2.4 micrograms required for daily adults. You need more than that. You definitely need more than that. He was diagnosed with CIRS, a severe multi-system condition, often mold exposure for all along. They're trying to kill him. Yeah, I don't believe that crap. I mean, maybe anything's possible. Anything's possible. The sensation of libido is a moot point. Formulas. I'm one. Hold on. The sensation of a libido is a moot point. Formulas. I am single. I have so much there. I'm telling you. Okay. What medication did you say you were on, Kat? I love me some fried fish. I love fried fish. I freaking love fried fish. Listen. It only have. I live in Wisconsin. Red meat, dairy, and fish. 80% of my diet. 50% is like bread, probably. Okay. But what was the medication you said you were on? Dude, what is on your nose? I scratched it. Fish is gross. I love that stuff, man. He has a crush on fried fish. Me too, essentially. Okay. Oh, Zoloft. Yeah, I was on Zoloft also. Okay, do you see this? In fact, studies suggest that B12 supplementation may improve the effectiveness of the antidepressant in treating depression, especially in individuals with low normal B12 levels. Sensation. There you go. Cessation. Okay, I can't read anyway. Yeah, I'm telling you, everything. There's like a holy grail that, like, I don't know why the government and whatnot tell us 2.4 micrograms, but then we take all this stuff that can slow the absorption of it. I'm treating anxiety, but I get your point. I understand. It's not just anxiety. It's everything. I'm just saying. I don't want to convince you to take it. I want to convince you to look into it so you can convince yourself to take it. Okay, hold on, my brother. Hold on. All right. Oops. Damn it. All right. Hold on. Okay. I got you. Who was in this thing? Okay. Let me take a look at it. I'm guessing it was a oxygen hyperbaric chamber, I'm guessing, if that's what you're talking about. Wisconsin, even as Friday fish fries. Look it up.
Are you awake?
Not religious anymore. Wait, so many fish fries.
Do
Are you
you
familiar with the
believe
arc
in
genre?
life
Fascinating
after
topic,
delivery?
responsible for us to have
I
memory,
do.
repurpose, and
There
retroviruses
has
in our
to be
genome.
something after this.
We'll take a look at it. Let's take a look,
Here to
Mr.
get
Clay,
ready for what's
Mr.
next.
Case.
That's absurd. There is no life after delivery.
Make
What
love
would
to
it
you.
even look
Like
like?
you want me to. Want me to maybe all through the night.
Imagine there will be more light.
Literally, I cannot
Maybe
think
we'll
of my
walk
last
on
day. I
our
went through
legs.
without dairy.
Maybe we'll eat.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll lay off.
Through our mouths.
Maybe tonight is your night. We're doing all right. Speak away.
And eating with mouths. Ridiculous. The umbilical cord provides all the nutrients we need. Life after delivery. It's nonsense. The cord is too short for that. Maybe. But I feel there's something more. And maybe it's different than it is here. No one has ever come back from there. It's the end. Delivery is the end of life. It's just silence, darkness, and nothingness. I don't know. But certainly we will see Mother. She will take care of us. Mother? You actually believe in Mother? Where is she now? Mother is all
Very
around
wide
us.
voice.
It is in her that we live.
Yeah.
Without her, there would not be this world. I don't see Mother, so it's only logical that she does not
Mr. Case, that's a theory, my friend. Christian, it means there are too much live on it. I'm just expressing
You
it
can
right
hear
now.
it.
This isn't about to be told anymore. I
You
just
can
look at it.
feel
Okay,
her
all right.
presence. You
Never
can
miss
hear a
what's
loving voice
stereotype.
from above. I believe there is reality after delivery, and we're here to prepare for that moment when it comes.
Avoid the AI poison. So it's funny. It's two babies inside of a mother talking about how there is no life after birth, and this is how we stay. And all we need is our umbilical cord. Yeah. So the retrovirus, that's a theory. It's a theory because obviously we've got and this goes back to what I was talking about earlier. You've got theories, and then after theories you have storytellers. So they say it's theoretically, but then what science explainers do is they say it like it's the truth. He's speaking it like it's the truth. It's not the truth. It's a theory, and maybe it's something that we can look into, and maybe we'll know more in the future. But we don't know because we don't know that there was something before that a virus, and then also where did the DNA from that virus come from? I love the fruit. The color was named after the fruit. I looked it up. If you came out of the shower and dry off the towel, is the towel dry or dirty, or is it clean? It's dirty. Well, if you let it sit for a day and then smell it. Just like someone says, there's no God, I don't see him. Right. Yeah, I got it. It was good, Pank. It's dirty because your body is porous and the towel absorbs it. I don't know this is a religious discussion before I asked. It's not a theory. It is theory. Brother, I'm religious because I was an atheist scientist. Absolutely. Listen, it's the reason that it's theory is because we don't know. It's theoretical. We have no proof because we don't know what was before the placenta. There's just guess. There's just theory. It's theoretical. So then they say this is what probably happened because we don't have any proof. Because remember, there was supposedly no soft tissue was able to be fossilized. So we said, okay, so we have to guess what was in these fossils. So we don't know for sure. So it's absolutely a theory. What's up, Blake? The slippery sweat will sort itself out. Laying eggs was before. Okay, but where did the DNA come from? I was an atheist and two is my face. Real freaking ask for it, right? Yeah. The problem is I was a scientific atheist for 40 years until my science proved my atheism wrong. I'm excited to see. Give me one second. Here, ow. There we go. Okay. Think of it. Mitochondrial Eve. What you say is true. We don't have records. Right. We don't have records for what you're saying. We don't have records for it. We have no idea. It's a theory, and it may be proven true, but we do not know. So currently, we are experimenting to see if we can make retroviruses change DNA. But the problem is the only retroviruses that can change DNA are CRISPR-modified retroviruses, which means a human had to take part in the retrovirus manipulation. That retrovirus manipulation can then manipulate DNA. That's where the theory that you're speaking of comes from, because it says, but if we can find out how this happened over millions of years, maybe it's possible that instead of us having edited something, but that's the problem. Zara, it's a bit of a minx. Did you see the latest Neanderthal news? Tell me about it. Speak of the devil, my dad just walked in and saying he's got to buy more milk. I already got 2 glasses of bowl cereal. Drink your milk. I drink a lot of milk too. All right, brother. We do have a record of what exists at the moment. It happened over, brother. Now you're just lying. Now you're just lying. Pure filth. So you know all about the current science that's going on with carbon-14 testing, and you know that carbon-14 testing can't go back more than 50 to 60,000 years. So anything else beyond that, we use layer calculations to see how far it was layered in the genetic record, the genetic geographic catalog, geological catalog, and then what we do is we measure the age of those rocks using polonium uranium isotope ratio measurements to age that rock. But then that just went to crap because we just measured Mount St. Helens rocks, which during ejection should have reset to 0, but they got aged at 75 million years. So that's also incorrect. So this is an old theory that's being reposited with current CRISPR manipulation and saying that this might work. I did get blood work done a few years ago when I was feeling unhealthy. We found low iron, but I'm sure they would have noticed a vitamin deficiency. They didn't test for it. They did not test for B12 deficiency. Absolutely not. It's such a low level, 2.4 micrograms. That's 2.4 millionths of a gram. So the government says you don't need to be tested for it because just drinking a glass of milk will give you 2.4 micrograms. But no, absolutely not. Don't care. It's not about studying before. It's about knowing what exists right now. I wasn't trying to say everything ever existed. Okay. I like to be against things. That's a really good point. Are you sure you know how to call it? What up, Space Cowboy? I have a really good point. I think genetic engineering is dangerous in the wrong hands, and I think using those plants and foods in huge places where it's harder to grow. Your YouTube stream is pissing me off. Was anybody else getting is anyone else getting lag on the stream? What's the number 2 pencil, most popular pencil? Why it's called number 2? Because they pooped it out. That's all right, yummers. So number 2, the reason that it's called a number 2 pencil is the numbering system in pencils is used for the hardness of the graphite. The harder the graphite, the higher the number. So a number 2 pencil is a soft tipped pencil. It leaves a very distinct mark. A number 3, here you go. Number 2 pencils and pencil numbering. Standard medium hardness darkness grade for schoolwork. Okay, HB. The U.S. numbering system is 1 through 4, ranks pencils by graphite hardness. Lower numbers are softer and higher numbers are harder, which are lighter. No lag. Thank you, Case. No lag. She got some lag. I thought it was my phone. Got number 2 this morning. Richard's my Ask My Google guy. You got an energetic left arm, Shiraz? Bad connection, maybe? Yeah, no, I think to recall the movie Razorback. No, I don't think I've ever even heard of it. Oh, I absolutely seen this. The Hog movie. Archie Whitley, Gregory Harrison, Jody Morris. Wow, I haven't heard about that in decades. I wish I could watch the trailer. Wakey. Hands are shaky. My right hander's energetic. Now you're switching. That's some sick cover art. Dude, that's what they used to do back in the day. And now it's all freaking crap. I like that. My cat literally collapsed into my lap. Lamau. Mine too. All right, let's see. So an interesting thing, a case, if you're still around, brother, is interesting thing is to start to ask for the evidence against the things you're asking. I've always asked for evidence for, not evidence against, and that's when everything starts to fall apart. But okay, everybody, I'm gonna go eat now. I'll try to be back on at 9. It's 8:38 now. I should probably be able to eat up in 20 minutes. Oh my gosh, I just started the live over me. I was so confused. You said anything I didn't hear? No, no, it's still recorded. Christian, that sounds like Jeez, Zara. All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna eat and I'll be back on. All right, bye.